no way above air. Obstacles don't stand a chance. You against me, better make up the plan. It doesn't matter what nobody tells you. Believe in yourself, power comes from within. I know they counted you out and they left you for dead. It don't matter, you still gonna win. It doesn't matter when nobody tells you. Believe in yourself, power comes from within. If they counted you out, it doesn't matter, you're still gonna win. Playtime is over, now finish them. 100%, that's the minimum. I don't listen to them, they some liars. Before you beat the odds, you gotta be put through the fire. Yeah, so I take on every challenge. Life is full of ups and downs, you gotta find a balance. When you're down and out, you find out who really got your back. Listen to me closer, cause you know I'm spitting facts. Yeah, we are not the same, I'm a Wolverine. You thought I was dead, just recovering. I was just a bad hand, I just play my cards. But all I need is one shot, like a shooting star. Running out of time, gotta take a stand. I listen to you long enough, now here I'm my demand. Failure is not an option. Throw away your red light, cause I'm not stopping. Yeah, it doesn't matter what nobody tells you. Believe in yourself, power comes from within. I know they counted you out and they left you for dead. It don't matter, you still gonna win. It doesn't matter when nobody tells you. Believe in yourself, power comes from within. If they counted you out, it doesn't matter, you're still gonna win. Yeah, it's checkmate if we playing chess. If you got a problem, better say it with your chest. I'm the #1 contender, ain't no #2. Cause even if I fall back, I'm still ahead of you. Yeah, cause we the winners, now we can't lose. Ain't no mission impossible, now we can't lose. Even though we outside, I still get it in. You want the crown, get in line, there's too many men. Stop me, can't nobody stop me. Lately I've been on my own, can't nobody stop me. All this tough talking for the birds, now I'm furious. This will never end, so I'll never need a period. Yeah, so we gotta fly high. If you ever had a dream, put your hands in the sky. Yeah, cause we never going down. When it's all said and done, we gon' still be around. It doesn't matter what nobody tells you. Believe in yourself, power comes from within. I know they counted you out and they left you for dead. It don't matter, you still gonna win. It doesn't matter when nobody tells you. Believe in yourself, power comes from within. If they counted you out, it doesn't matter, you're still gonna win. It doesn't matter when nobody tells you. Believe in yourself, power comes from within. I know they counted you out and they left you for dead. It don't matter, you still gonna win. It doesn't matter when nobody tells you. Believe in yourself, power comes from within. If they counted you out, it doesn't matter, you're still gonna win. It doesn't matter when nobody tells you. Believe in yourself, power comes from within. Win, win, win. I got to win. Yeah, I got to win. I'm unstoppable, I got to win. I'm unstoppable, I got to win. I'm unstoppable, I got to win.
Welcome to the Gameday Gauntlet, where action hits you in the mouth and the excitement never ceases to amaze. 5 games in 3 hours from action around your league, with first career touchdowns like this.
Washington touchdown, Los Angeles.
Today, we begin in Chicago with the Flyers and the Dragons. Buckle up, grab your popcorn. The UFL and the Virtual Football Network proudly present the Gameday Gauntlet.
Yeah. Welcome to week 2 in the Gameday Gauntlet here on the Virtual Football Network. I'm UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine, and Wichita and Chicago are about to get underway today. We've got Dallas, Vegas, New Orleans, Phoenix, Rochester, St. Louis. What do they all have in common? They all lost in week 1. Oh, poor people out there. But 4 of these teams have a chance to get a win. The last game of the Gameday Gauntlet features 2 undefeated teams, Minnesota and Miami. All the teams are unbeaten in primetime later tonight. It should be an excellent Gameday Gauntlet. Today, we're ready to rock. Let's go. Kickoff is underway in Chicago after a brief delay there as the Dragons will get the football first. We are underway here on the Game Day Gauntlet. 4 corners in your bingo cards today on the Gauntlet after a record-setting outing of bingo numbers last week. We are primed and ready to go. Byleth Thomas with the catch for Chicago on the very first play. The Dragons in their home opener today. Of course, last week lost to Austin 66-17. We'll try not to remind them of that too much. 414 yards for Adam Wiseman and the rest of this offense last week, but they gave up a UFL record at 676, including 513 through the air. The high-flying Flyers are in town as Adam Wiseman will complete his second pass of the day. Joshua Durr picks up the receiver and throws her down. That's Kay Marion. Peter bringing up that it's insane how every game is either 0-1 teams or 1-0 teams going at it. I don't think in all my years of doing this has that ever happened in any week 2 in any league on this channel. Yeah, it's a very interesting, daunting gauntlet for sure for these 8 teams that lost in week 1 that are now battling to get to 1-1. 4 of them will unfortunately fall to 0-2 at the bottom of the standings. Wiseman is now 3 for 3, the Wichita 28-yard line. He's completed passes to number 81, number 82, and number 83 now on the drive. Amos Huval with that catch. Chicago has no number 84, so that trend is not going to continue. So just to remind you how this works, we have kickoff in Vegas coming up in about 16 minutes. Dallas and Vegas will be the second game of our Block 2 surprising 0-1 teams. It'll be even more surprising who's going 0-2, as that is a first down run for Jason Williams. So 4 different players have touched the ball on the opening drive for Chicago in the first couple of minutes. Chicago in that light blue. I apologize to everyone who was looking for uniform polls this week. I brain farted and just didn't get it out there to you, but we'll pick that back up after the Easter break when we have 14 consecutive weekends of UFL action here on the Virtual Football Network. Hey, look, Chicago's in the red zone here at the 18-yard line. Williams, thanks a lot. Made a liar out of me. He lost 3 yards. Now he's at the 21-yard line. Now they're not in the red zone anymore. Bell with the tackle on Wichita's defense. You want to keep an eye on KC Reed at defensive end. You got Joshua Durr at strong safety. Harper Dew, the middle linebacker. Wichita had Los Angeles on the ropes last week. They led 20-16 going into the fourth quarter, but LA scored 14 unanswered, won the game 30-20. LA outscored Wichita in the first and fourth quarters 24-0 in that game. Wichita won the middle 2 quarters 20-6. It's kind of a bizarre box score there. See Wichita's players up front hyped to try to get after Chicago today, who only had 31 rushing yards last week, 5 of 14 on third down and 3 turnovers. They did not force a turnover last week, but after back-to-back struggling runs there from Jason Williams, it'll be 3rd and long for Chicago. Greetings, fine people, and welcome to Week 2, says Eric Vincent. He's on the call for primetime tonight between San Diego and New York. 3rd down and long for Adam Wiseman. Wiseman dropping back. He's going to fire to the end zone. That pass is knocked away. Expertly timed there from Tyrone Clausen, the corner for Wichita. Looking for Marion in the end zone. So Chicago's drive started with 3 straight completions from Wiseman. A strong run from Jason Williams, but it will end in a field goal. But that means, good bingo people out there, that your first numbers could be about to come off the board as we get another look at Clausen's great play. I just noticed the Chicago skyline is on the walls of this stadium. That was really cool. 37-yard field goal for Chicago is good, and 37-3 are your first called numbers. You will see those numbers come up when Dallas and Vegas kick off momentarily. We'll see how many numbers we get today on the Gauntlet, but today we've made it just a little bit more difficult for you to get Hugo after we had tons of... I felt broke after last week. I'm just going to be honest with you. I felt broke. I felt like maybe I had made a terrible mistake having 5 games in one bingo, doing a simple bingo like horizontal. Everybody got paid. Well, most people got paid. If you didn't get paid last week, I don't know. Don't take out a second mortgage on your house. It's not good news for you. It was the easiest week to get a bingo last week, but we'll see what we get today. Again, 3 and 37 are your first called bingo numbers, and the winning winning bingo today is again 4 corners. So you have to get the 4 numbers in one in each corner to get that bingo today. So BK Solberg starts off with his first possession for Wichita, and he'll dump that off to R.J. Gilmer, their star receiver, picking up 9 yards as Solberg gets his first completion. Dallas and Vegas coming up in about 13 minutes. Solberg's got Chris Delro and Timothy Shea as his main weapons, and along with Gilmore, as that handoff is not Delro, but instead is Chris Pollard, number 34, with the carry. Both running backs in Wichita, both named Chris, and that is giving our roster file a run for its money. BK Solberg dropping to throw over the middle. That pass is complete. And a couple of juke moves. Boy, Chicago had some terrible tackling last week. Jamichael Morris with the hot start at tight end for Wichita. He's one of the 5 highest rated players. He is his catch, strength, jump, all grade high for the Flyers as they also move inside midfield. We'll get another look at a couple of whiffed tackles there by Chicago. I tell you what, I thought that the free safety, Ranil Brown, was going to get cut after last week, after a couple of embarrassing mistakes defensively, but at least he wasn't on that play making an error. Chris Delro around the left side. Look at the space. Delro goes 20 yards before he's even touched. What a good start for Wichita here on the road. They got off to a slow start against Los Angeles, getting shut out in the first quarter of last week's game. So we will see if they can get their first quarter points up on the board today. How about we give some chat shout-outs? Robert Henson is in the chat. Harvey is here saying, sup, Ronnie. Michaela Fouracres here. Hope the wedding was good last night, Michaela. As the handoff goes to Delro, he's going to lose a couple yards. Ronnie Shanahan's here. Skip's in the house. Eric Vinson is around town, as usual. Adam Wiseman is here, hoping that his Chicago Dragons can play a little better than they did last week. Off to a decent start so far. Justin Reside. Chucky B is in the house. His Miami Pirates kick off at the end of the gauntlet, or towards the end of the gauntlet. Ronnie Shanahan, UFL time, and so much more. Devon Simeon says, hi, Cam, I'm here. And we see you. Delro lost. Did he lose? Yeah, he did lose another yard. Nice tackle from Chicago's defensive tackle, Eric Winter. He's actually the 2nd highest graded player behind Wiseman. Chicago did a ton of improvements to their defensive front this offseason. Cameron Booker also signed at right end. Brandon Parker, Marshall Crawford, all highly rated guys on the defensive front. They force a 3rd down and 14 for Wichita on their opening drive from the Chicago 24. BK Solberg dropping to throw. Solberg's pass in the end zone is caught for a touchdown. Opening drive score for Wichita, and that, I believe, was that Timothy Shea, or was it? No, it was actually taken away from Morris, and instead it was Dwayne Knight, who signed over from Portland, had a quiet week 1. He makes the play, and 24 is off your cards. Good, nice celebration, too, from Dwayne Knight. He only had 1 catch last week, as Darian Adkins got a lot more playing time than I think anybody expected. But, hey, Wichita is in the end zone. 7 is off your bingo cards. We've got 4 early numbers, and Wichita gets an opening drive touchdown. That is not good news for Chicago, whose defense gave up 66 points. A little discouraging there on that opening drive as Wichita finds the end zone. 7-3 Flyers. 5:17 to go in the first quarter. Dallas, Vegas coming up in 9 minutes. Then we have New Orleans and Phoenix coming up in about 30 minutes. Rochester and St. Louis in about 50, and then Minnesota and Miami just a little over an hour from now. All right, Chicago, what do you got on your second possession? Five yards deep in the end zone, and Chicago will take the knee.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Last week for Chicago, Adam Wiseman, 417 yards, 25 of 46, 2 touchdowns, but the 3 interceptions really hurt him. Jason Williams really struggled to get going, 33 yards on 11 carries, and there he's got 8 yards on 4 carries so far. That tackle made by Harper Dew for a pickup of no gain. Denard Byam was the leading receiver for Chicago last week. 8 catches, 109 yards, and a touchdown. And a handoff to Williams explodes to the 38-yard line. A pickup of 13 yards. He didn't have that much room to run last week. His long last week was 9. So there you go, Jason Williams, your longest run of the season so far. And a little bit more good news there from Chicago, starting to get things moving. Distance on the touchdown was 24. 3, 7, 24, and 37 are your first 4 numbers today. Your bingo numbers will pop up on the screen when we get into the double window. And so will I. I know you'll all miss me. Adam Wiseman, first down, and tosses it into Chicago territory. That is complete to Marcus Lloyd, number 85. So 81, 82, 83, 85 with a catch. I don't think Karen Wheeler, who's down at the bottom of the depth chart, and number 86 is going to get one, but maybe Denard Byam will on this drive. That is K.C. Reed out in coverage for Wichita. Reed, 6'2", 276, chasing down the receiver. Deep down the field, 5 runs and 5 passes for Chicago so far today. Their 11th play. Look at the hole up the middle. Jason Williams, 34 yards on his first 6 carries, wrapped up by Joshua Durr. 109 yards of offense for Chicago in the opening quarter, and neither team has been fully stopped yet in this game. That was 24 on 24 crime right there on that replay. Down to 3:08 to go in the first quarter. Can Chicago answer Wichita's touchdown with one of their own? It's Wiseman, pass caught inside the 15-yard line, down to the 12. Wiseman's 5 of 6. That was by Thomas with his second grab now to the 43-yard line. Or for 43 yards, I should say, down to the 12-yard line. Michaela, tell your cell towers to wake up. The gauntlet is on. The handoff goes to Williams. Williams is pushed forward by a lineman. That was a stellar play from, who was that? It looked like maybe it was Tracy Sherman, the left tackle. Might have been J.W. Rycraw. Boy, that's terrible for someone who had a speech impediment in kindergarten. That pass is incomplete, and it's 3rd down and 5. Wichita knocks that one away. Devontae Tarver, I believe, with that knockaway. No, Donovan Holland with the knockaway for Wichita. 1:54 to go in the first quarter. Wiseman's got a 3rd down and 5 from the 8. Wiseman drops to throw, and it is caught down to the 1-yard line. That's Thomas's 3rd catch, but it's ruled just short of the goal line. Dallas and Vegas starting in about 4 minutes. Thomas was hit by Russ Harper, a touchdown-saving tackle. Harper, one of the best or highest-graded players on the team. Wichita, actually, 3 of their top 5 highest-graded players are defensively, which is was not necessarily their identity last season, but they certainly tried to improve that defense this offseason. So far, not so good. But Wiseman on a play-action rollout is going to be sacked by Harper Dew back to the 9-yard line. So a 2nd and goal coming up at the 9 for Chicago after Dew makes the tremendous play. Harper Dew last week, 10 total tackles, but that's his first sack. Now we go second and goal from the 9. 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. Play fake to Williams, and Wiseman fires. He threw it behind him. He was wide open in the end zone, and Wiseman just misfired. Oh, the frustration for the Dragons. Now third and goal at the 9. It was first and goal at the 1. Wiseman shotgun. Adam looking for someone to get open. Pass is picked off and breaking a tackle. There goes Joshua Durr. 101 yards. Durr to the house. Wichita pick 6. Touchdown Flyers. Joshua Durr officially a 98-yard interception return as disaster strikes for the Dragons. Oh my goodness, Durr's first pick of the season. He had 9 tackles last week in the loss to Los Angeles. That is heartbreaking for Chicago. The pass just came a little bit late. Intended for Marcus Lloyd. And Chicago's got to eat that one with 25 seconds to go in the first quarter. That does count for the over 50. The extra point is good, and 14 is off the board. Man, and for Wiseman, who threw 3 picks last week, Chicago, who dug themselves a 21-0 hole last week, beyond frustrating to see the drive end that way. But plenty of game left for Chicago. Oh, my goodness. Joshua Durr. What a play. Our first defensive touchdown of the day. And Chicago's going to have to figure out how to recover from that one. We are live in 90 seconds. Actually, about 75 seconds from Dallas and Vegas coming up. Damon had over 50 in one of his corners. Likes that. Wiseman 6 of 10 for 94 yards. He was rocketing good until he got down to second and goal, missed a wide open receiver. Ronnie Shanahan also had one of those numbers in his corner, as Wiseman will get back to it, picking up 8 yards. 7 of 11 for a $102. That'll be the final play of the quarter. K. Marion with the catch. Hope Durr was here to see that live. It's a once-in-a-lifetime play right there. Picking off a pass in the end zone and taking it all the way back to the house. Broke the tackle and everything. As we hit the end of the first quarter in Chicago, we begin in Vegas. Welcome to Las Vegas. Dallas is in town. The Talons losing to Miami as that game got away from them in the second half last week. And of course, Vegas had New York on the ropes and could not seal the deal. Vegas back at home, back-to-back home games to start the season for the Devils. The Cam is here. Yes, sir. Kicking off in Vegas, Dallas is going to get the ball first. Play fake, Adam Wiseman, and his pass deep down the field gets to the Chicago 30 or Wichita 38-yard line. Dallas takes a touchback at the 25. Cameron Duty is the quarterback in Dallas. He had a couple of really bad pick sixes last week. Micah Steiner with the pick. Jaden Swift really struggled to get going last week. These are actually two teams that wanted to get the run game going a little bit more Jaden Swift and Jack Nitro, but they really struggled to establish it last week. And just like that, wow, a blown up play for Dallas's rushing attack. Second down and 14. After the 4-yard loss for Jaden Swift, they're going to try him again. Swift is going to get back to the original line of scrimmage. All right, let's go back to Chicago, where the Dragons are inside the 25 of Wichita. And I guess technically we do have a stop because Joshua Durr got the pick, but Wichita has had the ball essentially just one time in the first half, and they have 14 points. And winning numbers also include over 50 and 14. So update that. Cameron Duty dropping a throw. He's going to air it out deep on 3rd down and 10, and the pass is caught by Freddie Grady. 65 yards for Grady. A similar play early in the game last week against Miami where Freddie Grady burned the Pirates. Now that went for a touchdown. This tackle is made for Vegas, but a huge deep shot down the field, and it's been unclaimed Freddie Grady, not Rashad Lockley, so far this season that has been the big playmaker. 2 touchdowns last week for Freddie Grady. As now Dallas in the red zone will hand it off to Swift down to the 5-yard line, picking up 4. Wiseman on a little RPO toss. That's enough for a first down. K. Marion picking up 2. Run blocking improved on the outside for receivers, so those screens and swings and all that good stuff is a little bit more of a chance to succeed. 2nd and goal at the 5 for Dallas. Duty's going to hand that off to Swift, and he's going backwards. A loss of 3. Just 2 yards on 4 carries on the opening drive. Wiseman in the red zone. Pass caught as Wichita went for another interception. Oh, that would have been devastating. Wiseman is 3 of 3 on this drive following the interception. 7:50 to go in the second quarter. Jaden Swift's in the house, trying to get that run game going in Dallas. Play action rollout, 2nd and 7. Wiseman pass is knocked away. I thought that was going to be a catch. 3rd down and 7. This is Duty on 3rd down and goal. That pass is caught. Touchdown Dallas on their opening drive. The Dallas Talons pick up a touchdown, and Chicago stalls again in the red zone. That is Freddie Grady's 3rd already today. Oh yeah, 7 and 24 as well. All right, there we go. Now those numbers are updated. Let's go back to Chicago for this is going to be a 26-yard field goal. We'll get the yardage on Freddie Grady's score in just a moment. That 26-yard field goal is good. 26 and 6 are also off your board. The numbers flow quickly in the early moments of the game day gauntlet, and then it's a wonder as we go along what will transpire, which numbers will fill in those final minutes, those final seconds that we don't get throughout the day that could mean the difference in 1,000 Engagerly points or not. You learn things every day on these broadcasts, and I've learned that you can't just close out a game window because sometimes you need it to go back and see how long a touchdown was. And so that's why you see me over on the side of the screen doing production things here in real time. That was an 8-yard score for Freddie Grady and the Dallas Talons. So 8 is off your board as well for Dallas. All right, so 14-6, Wichita and Chicago. Chicago has 2 field goals and a pick 6. Wichita scored a touchdown on their opening drive, but they have not had the ball since. Just 75 yards to Wichita's 189. Matt Chima and the rest of the Vegas offense is out there for the first time. BK Solberg got an absolute shot, and he gets it out to Timothy Shea. There's a penalty marker down, though. Oh, it's an eligible man downfield. Wow, and that's going to bring that huge gain for Timothy Shea all the way back.
Ready to break.
Let's go to Vegas. 3rd down and 11. Matt Chima trying to avoid a 3-and-out early, and that is kind of a carbon copy of a play that really hurt Dallas last week, just kind of throwing it off into the flats. That was not a good opening series for Vegas, and they're going to have to punt the football. Not what they were looking for at all. Scotty Scruggs, nicely done, defending Clutch Grab, who changed his number to 88 from week 1 to week 2. 2nd down and 16. Coming up for BK Solberg. He will fire. Oh, my goodness. That receiver got cracked on the side of the ribs. Incomplete. That'll set up a 3rd down and 16. Wiseman saw the ineligible man downfield. Lead blocking 10 yards down. And the refs definitely caught it. Ronnie needs 13, 44, and 48 today on his card. Solberg's going to take a deep shot on 3rd down and 16, and that's incomplete. And how about that? Chicago gets a defensive stop. R.J. Gilmore was the intended target down the field. Wow, that was a great shot from Solberg, and swatted away beautifully by Brown. Raneel Brown. Cameron Duty taking a shot. That's Rashad Lockley. And Lockley's got a touchdown. 55 yards, and Dallas scores again. Whoa. Nobody does it better outside the numbers than the Dallas Talons. 13-0. And Lockley's got his first touchdown of the season, and that was on the star corner, Landry Williams. A matchup to watch all weekend long. Williams and Lockley. Battle 1 to Rashad. So that's over 50 and 14, which are already called. And Dallas has a 14-0 advantage on a 55-yard rocket launcher from Cameron Duty, who now has 2 touchdowns, no picks. Vegas doesn't even have a first down yet in the first 5 minutes of this game. Dallas last week scored 14 points, had only 314 yards of offense and only 35 rushing yards. Well, the run game hasn't gotten going yet, but the passing game sure has. 5.5 to go in the first half in Chicago, and Wiseman's got a completion down to the 18-yard line, now up to 165 yards. That's Byleth Thomas with another reception. New Orleans and Phoenix kicking off in 10 minutes here on the Game Day Gauntlet. We got 53 of you watching the Game Day Gauntlet right now. Thank you all for your support of the UFL. We have a lot of fun here on Sunday afternoons as Jack Nitro gets the handoff, picking up 4. We got a first down in the red zone for Chicago. Let's send the audio there. Jason Williams up to 59 yards on 11 carries, so he's had one heck of a second quarter. Tarver on that tackle for Wichita. Frank Bernstein. And look at the passing yards. Vegas does not have a completion today. Scotty Scruggs, Ryan Van Holten on that defense for Dallas. Wiseman backing up, firing to the sideline. That is caught at the 2. And there goes Ethan Flowers for Vegas to the 47. That's a pickup of 18. First down for Vegas on Chima's first completion of the day. Now it's a 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. Could 2 come off the board for Chicago? 4 minutes to go in the first half. They'll hand it. No, play fake. Wiseman back in the end zone. Touchdown. 2 yards out. And Chicago is a point away or 2 points away from tying the football game. Kadir Boyd with the reception for Chicago. So 2's off the board. We'll see if Chicago tries to go for 2 in the tie or if they'll kick the extra point and not chase the points. They will kick the extra point. 3:56 to go in the first half. The extra point is blocked. It's blocked and picked up by Wichita. Returned all the way back for 2. Is that Joshua Durr? Joshua Durr with the 2-point return. Are you kidding me? He's got 8 points all by himself. And 16 instead. It comes off the board. A heartbreaker for those that needed 13. Joshua Durr has a pick 6 and a blocked extra point return for 2. Oh my goodness. That is almost impossible. And Wichita able to hold on to a little bit of momentum. Mac Chima, deep shot of the sideline. That's caught to the Dallas 33. As Vegas is starting to put it together, Ethan Flowers with another reception. 2 and 16 and 12. Yes, correct. 16 and 12 are added, so we get a rare 2 numbers off of 1 score. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Cain Vasquez did it against Rochester because I think he had the pick 6 and the blocked extra point for 2 as well, I think. Clutch grab with that catch for Vegas as they continue their drive down the field. 4:45 to go in the first quarter. That's Clutch Grab's first catch of the day. Vegas trying to answer Dallas's back-to-back touchdowns in the opening minute of this game. That pass is caught by Grab. Grab down to the 18-yard line. And Chima's 5 of 7 for 53 yards. Vegas is in the red zone. Delrose bottled up. Robert, what's your number? What's the 1 number you need? Chima's pass is caught down to the 12. 2nd and 3, handoff to Delro on 3rd and 3, and Chicago with the stop. Eric Winter with another great play for the Dragons, and Chicago playing a little defense here in the second quarter. Chima dropping a throw from 12 yards out. That one is caught for 2. Going to be a 3rd down and short. Robert, you're not going to tell me you think I'm going to jinx you if you tell me? Is that what we're talking about here? That's rude. 3rd down and 2, and Ryan Van Holten throws Nitro back in the backfield. Oh, man, 1 yard shy of the sticks. Van Holten picks up Nitro and throws him backwards. Harvey, Wichita just so Chicago got the touchdown. Wichita blocked the extra point and returned it for 2. That's why Chicago got the football back. Vegas goes for it on 4th and 1, and they do not get it. That was Dedrick Wright on the carry. They tried to play a little bit more bully ball up front. Vegas does not kick the field goal, and they come away with nothing. Will we get a challenge? That was very close. 2 minutes to go in Chicago as Wiseman drops to throw. That pass is complete, picking up 7. Cameron Duty is 3 of 3 for 128 yards, 2 touchdowns and no picks. There is no challenge. Vegas is stopped on 4th and 1 inside the 15-yard line as Dallas goes back to work. Duty play action, deep shot. It is picked off, intercepted. Vegas gets Dallas back at the 28-yard line, intercepted by Xavier Charles. And Vegas just like that, back in scoring position. What a takeaway. Neil Rivers was the intended target. There's a look at the feet. 4th and 2. Chicago comes up a little bit short on their drive. They'll have to punt it away. New Orleans and Phoenix coming up in about 3 minutes, and we will be in the triple box. Great punt from Chicago all the way down to the 2-yard line. And it's gone. Exactly, JW. 2:02 to go. First quarter. They're handing off to Nitro as Vegas looks for some points. 11 yards on his first 5 carries. Ryan Van Holten not as active as Dallas certainly needed or wanted him to be last week. He's made a difference already today. Chima back to throw on a 2nd down and 8. Mac Chima firing sideline. Oh, another vicious hit, very similar to the Chicago and Wichita game. Chima now 7 of 10. 3rd down again for Vegas at the 26-yard line. Remember, Vegas did not score their first touchdown of the game last week until the 4th quarter. They have struggled getting into the end zone. This is a deep shot from Chima in double coverage. Flowers had no chance there. And now it's 4th down. I don't think Vegas will be going for it this time. 43 is going to be the yardage on this upcoming field goal for Vegas. So now Cameron Duty, what is he, 3 of 4 with 2 touchdowns and a pick? That would have been a tough play for Flowers to make. Solberg almost threw a pick with 10 seconds to go in the first half. He was trying to convert the first down to ensure that Chicago wouldn't get the ball back, but yikes, that was a wild decision. A 43-yard field goal for Vegas is good, and 43 comes off the board. The countdown is on in Phoenix, where the Skyhawks were at home last week. Lost to Salt Lake 31-24. We'll see Salt Lake against Dakota tonight on UFL Coast to Coast in the second game of our doubleheader. Mike Daggs and Gerald Smith have the call of that one. Ramos Lynn and Eric Vinson on the call for the first game of our doubleheader tonight. San Diego going all the way to New York to take on the Lightning in New York's home opener. They were in Vegas last week. 1:17 to go in the first quarter, 14-3 Dallas, but Vegas does get some points on the board. That is the end of the first half in Chicago. Not a bad effort from the Dragons after giving up nearly 700 yards last week. Not too shabby from Chicago this week. There's Cameron Duty's wild stat line. The Flyers only have 87 yards of offense, averaging 5.4 yards per play. That ball from Duty is complete at the 29-yard line. And do you hear that? Do you hear that sweet, sweet music rumbling? New Orleans and Phoenix takes us to the triple box. It starts right now. Welcome to Phoenix, where the Phoenix Skyhawks host the New Orleans Claws. Down in the bottom of your screen. Bingo numbers are disrupted. Get that fixed shortly. Deep shot for Dallas is going to be incomplete as Phoenix goes through their introductions. Joe Tillo and the rest of the Skyhawks hoping to shake off a slow start from last week against Salt Lake. Meanwhile, New Orleans got off to a decent start against Minnesota, but kind of collapsed in the second half and lost that game 38-18. Dallas has to punt, so Vegas gets a defensive stop. Into the first quarter in Vegas. And we get underway in New Orleans with Ray Chapatulis, as we've got your bingo numbers fixed over there in the left-hand corner. Jack Nitro on the run for Vegas, and that yields no yards. 2nd and 5 for Emmanuel Blackman, and the New Orleans Claws. His first pass of the day is deflected away and incomplete. This New Orleans offense, led by Blackman and Ray Chapatulis. Nathan Blake and Jack Toulouse are your superstars defensively for the Claws. Phoenix just got a new player, not playing today, but just claimed this morning. We actually got we also got another as Wichita comes through, and actually Alvarez just claimed a player who just got claimed earlier this week. So if you're watching out there, Alvarez, we're gonna have to send you someplace else. Hey, Freddie Grady's still available for Dallas, and a couple of other top receivers. But Mom just recently joined. Vinny Zonka will be on Phoenix's defense next week. So the Skyhawks get a new piece of their defense as the transaction wire is heating up in the UFL. Harvey asking how bingo works in this league. Bingo is credited to points on the scoreboard plus yardage on field goals and scores. As Wichita gets down inside the 20, New Orleans has to punt on their opening drive. So, for example, Wichita has 16, Chicago has 12. So 16 and 12 are two of the numbers off the board. Harvey, if you're wanting to play Yugo, you can join our Discord server and get involved. We'd love to have you. As Joe Tillo picks up 3. Check that. Joe Tillo hands off to DJ Simeon, who picks up 3. Now, Simeon had a lot of struggles last week on the ground. Just 19 rushing yards total for Phoenix. DJ Simeon's final tally was 12 yards on 12 carries. It was rough. It was a rough week as Phoenix tries to get the ground game going. They've kind of eliminated the riff-raff in the backfield, and they're trying to simplify things for that rushing attack. But Simeon, so far, not so good. 3rd down and 9. Great tackle there by Deshaun Johnson for New Orleans. This Phoenix offense has plenty of weapons. Andy Sands, DR Simeon, Chris Andrews, Mateus Sansbino. On 3rd down and 3, Jaden Swift is going to be marked short. So 4th down and inches as Caraful makes the hit. And Wichita, oh my goodness, I apologize. I'm slow at the wheel today. Wichita just got a touchdown, and I missed it on this program. Naughty, as the handoff went to Chris Pollard. Got him down to the 8-yard line, and then what happened? We had a touchdown catch, also by Pollard, from 8 yards out. So BK Solbert, it's a handoff to Pollard right up the middle from 8 yards out. So Wichita takes a 23-12 lead. So 23 comes off the board. We've already got 8 off the board. That is our 13th called number of the day. New Orleans just scored a touchdown. The action is too spicy. That was a Joe Tillo got the ball knocked out of his hands. See, that's why you can't get behind people. That's why you can't get behind in the gauntlet, because bad things happen to me. That fumble was returned. We got to get another look at it. That was scooped up by New Orleans, a fumble 6. Clinton Florence makes the big-time play for the New Orleans Claws, and they score first. Turnovers killed Phoenix Oh, that was just a bouncing ball picked up at the 11-yard line. 11 is the number off the board on the return. And Clinton Florence of New Orleans returns the Joe Tillo fumble for a touchdown, and New Orleans takes a 7-0 lead. Let's go to Vegas on a 3rd down and 9. Mac Chima hits Ethan Flowers for a first down. The Vegas Devils have settled down since giving up 2 long touchdowns. Ethan Flowers now has 72 yards on 5 receptions. So Wichita scores on a Chris Pollard run. There goes DJ Simeon. He's around the edge to the 36. There's the run game for Phoenix that they're looking for. Dallas is up 14-3. 6:40 to go in the first half. And it's Chima dumping that down. There's a fumble in Chicago. It is recovered by Adam Wiseman. How did that happen? Upper left-hand corner. Let's get another look at it. He threw it outside, and the bouncing ball, he was looking for a receiver on a little smoke play, and the bouncing ball got kicked around. It actually went off the helmet. That's a big-time hit from Wichita. Wiseman able to recover, fortunately for Chicago, but they will have to kick it away. Not a good third quarter start for the Dragons. They give up an opening drive touchdown, and they have to punt it away deep in their own territory. Phoenix is driving inside the New Orleans 30-yard line now. That was, I believe, Chris Andrews on the catch. BK Solberg, 7 of 11 for 110 yards and a touchdown. It's crazy to see that he has just 11 passes. As Chima drops to throw, that is incomplete. I think looking for grab again. 3rd down and 12 coming up. Third down and 12 for Chima. And the Devils, he's going deep. Deep shot down the field. It's knocked away. So Dallas continues, or has had a couple of successful deep ball shots, whereas Vegas has struggled with that. This is DJ Simeon, and New Orleans up to the 20-yard line of the Claws, and Simeon is up to 42 rushing yards in the first quarter. He's running all over New Orleans on this drive. Thank you, Harvey. I appreciate you. Punt goes out of bounds. It's kind of shanked, honestly, at the 28-yard line. That's where Dallas will start. Chris Delrose got Wichita into across the 50, 36 yards on 11 carries. Shaw with his 4th tackle. We got 5:30 to go in the third quarter over there. And actually, that last carry was DJ Simeon's backup, Jamal Filliman. Why is that's crazy. The depth of at running back for Phoenix is not that much, as now that's who I was expecting to see. Shamil Wells with the carry. 2nd and 12 coming up for Phoenix at the 18-yard line as they spell DJ for a quick break. Dallas has the ball at the 31-yard line after another run from Swift. He continues to struggle, 18 yards on 5 carries. Timothy Shea for Wichita has his 2nd grab of the day, and the Flyers are driving again. They have dominated the third quarter in a 23-12 contest right now. Yes, DJ's looking much better today. Oh, what a catch at the 47-yard line, upper right-hand corner. That was a jump ball if I've ever seen one. Simeon around the right side, bouncing off of tackles. He's up to 63 yards on 6 carries. I would say the run game for Phoenix has been well adjusted this week so far. 3rd down and 1, and they have come out establishing the run. That great catch from Dallas belonged to Isaiah Taylor. This is Joe Tillo's pass down to the 1-yard line. BK Solberg on a rollout, 2nd and 4, deep shot, Wichita inside the 10. Duty now firing down the field, and that is knocked away and incomplete. A 26-yard grab for Jamichael Morris. Chicago on the ropes here, 3:17 to go in the third quarter. Wichita's trying to make it back-to-back touchdowns. Ernest says LFG, Riverman, Rochester, and St. Louis kick off in about 8 minutes. First and goal at the 1 for Tillo. He's going to hand it off to Simeon. He dives in the end zone, touchdown, and number 1 is off the board. Simeon having a much better first quarter as DJ scratches the record, dives into the end zone. Second and goal for Wichita at the 5. That's where we send our audio. Chicago in desperate need of a stop here in their beautiful Dome Stadium. The extra point is good for Phoenix. Tied at 7. What a response. A 10-play drive for Phoenix. With 5:04 to go in the first quarter, Chris Delro also down to the 1-yard line. 40 yards on 12 carries. Third and goal for Wichita. This feels like a critical moment for Chicago's defense. Dallas is for Chicago's defense, rather. Dallas is driving, 2:52 to go in the first half. They're going to hand it off, and Chicago gets the stop, a loss of 3. Fourth and goal at the 4, and the Dragons may have gotten the stop they needed. Eric Winter again with a critical third down play. And that's probably going to result in a field goal for Wichita. If you have 26, you're already in luck. It's already off the board. We'll get the field goal yardage coming up shortly. Second down and 2. As Dallas runs that to the 20 of Vegas. This is going to be a 21-yard field goal for Wichita. That would be a new number, and that field goal is good. They take a 26-12 lead, a 2-minute warning in Vegas. (7-7) in Phoenix, 26-12 Wichita, 14-3 Dallas. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Kickoff in 6 minutes in St. Louis as Cameron Duty drops to throw. Duty's looking for an open receiver and jumping high to get it at the 5. It's caught again. The difference in this game is as Isaiah Taylor makes his third grab, Dallas's receivers are coming up with clutch catches. Vegas's receivers have not yet. That is a tremendous catch. Ray Chapatulis has a first down to the 39-yard line for the Claws. 4:15 to go in the first quarter of that one, and Ray has 17 yards on 3 carries. 1:47 to go in the third quarter as Chicago's been outscored 10-0 in this quarter. First and goal at the 5 for Dallas as Duty drops to throw, steps up in the pocket, fires to the sideline. There's nothing there. Second and goal coming up. Twiggy says corners are hard. I don't like them. Got a long way to go, Twiggy. Rest easy. What are your 4 corner numbers? Unless you don't want to jinx it like Robert. He's probably still waiting for his 1 number because he won't tell me. Cameron Duty's pass, end zone. Oh, he just wildly missed the throw. Now it's third down and goal from the 5. And we still don't have 5 off the board. Wiseman down 2 touchdowns. Got to make something happen for Chicago. He takes the check down. That picks up a few. Third down and 14 for New Orleans as Pryor makes a TFL. Duty drops that one off for Swift out of the backfield. He's not anywhere near the end zone in Vegas. Gets a stop. Dallas is going to have to kick a field goal. That'll be from 22, so the 20s are hitting today. We had the lower numbers were hitting last week. Fourth and goal from the 5. Vegas took a timeout, so 22-yard kick for Dallas would make that a 2-possession game. Chicago's got a first down. Deep shot, 3rd and 14, wide open for New Orleans for the first down. Blackman connects, and that 22-yard field goal for Dallas is good. And 17 is off the board as well. (17 and 22, up to 18 called numbers as Rochester and St. Louis gets underway in 4 minutes. That ball down the field for New Orleans was hauled in by Michael Osbury as Williams picks up 3. That's going to end the third quarter in Chicago. A great quarter for Wichita. They outscore Chicago 10-0 in the third. They lead 26-12. Dallas is up 17-3. We are tied at 7 in Phoenix. That is our closest ball game right now, and that's where we send your audio. Corn King now needs 2 numbers. I haven't seen anybody yelling for bingo just yet. Nearly 60 of you watching the Game Day Gauntlet right now on the Virtual Football Network. The handoff to Ray Chapatulis. Going to get down to the 31-yard line with 1.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. This is Mac Chima with 1:13 on the clock in the quarter. That pass is caught for Vegas. So now Vegas is down into Dallas territory. Ethan Flowers with another reception, but there's going to be a booth review there. Deep shot for Adam Wiseman, and he just chucked that 10 yards beyond the receiver, just trying to do too much, and Chicago's going to come up empty again. Look at the catch. Oh, Adam Watts, what a play in the end zone. New Orleans going for it all, and Adam Watts makes a tremendous catch along with Ethan Flowers' tremendous catch. Which one was better, folks? Watts marked down at the 1-yard line, taking a touchdown away from Devin Sparks, who's getting more playing time today at the wide receiver 1 spot for New Orleans. Chicago's got a punt. Watts and Flowers with some brilliant catches at the bottom of your screen and then upper right of your screen. 40 seconds left and counting for Vegas. They have 2 timeouts. Solberg's having a good day. Dallas tried to bring a little heat. It's picked up, and Vegas is down to about the 20-yard line. Timeout for them. Tillo cannot take a safety. Joe Tillo throws it away. That's a good throwaway there as Phoenix has a 2nd and 10 on the 1-yard line. Oh, they're playing with fire. Gilmer has a lost 2 yards, and Wichita's deep back in their own territory as Chicago is desperate for a stop right now. Back to Vegas. Oh, dangerous ball from Tillo. Still at the 1-yard line. We got Vegas in the red zone down to the 14. 26 seconds to go. The Devils are down to 1 timeout. 10-second runoff for everything no huddle here in the UFL. And it's down to 18 seconds. This might be their last chance. Rochester and St. Louis, the countdown is on. Here goes Chima throwing over the middle. That pass is incomplete. 12 seconds left. Now it's 3rd down and 10 for Phoenix. 3rd and 11 at their own half-yard line. Tillo desperately trying to stay out of the end zone. Tillo's pass is caught for a first down, and Phoenix avoids disaster. Tillo is now 4 of 6. 3rd down and 4 for Vegas in the red zone. Pass caught sideline at the 10, but marked short. 4th and inches coming up. Now what will Vegas do with that? They've already been stopped on 4th and 1 today. And so I think Vegas, knowing that, is going to take the points, and 27 is going to be the field goal, unless it's blocked. Dallas blocks the field goal, and Vegas avoids giving up a return. Oh, my goodness. Vegas today has a blocked field goal and was stopped on 4th and 1, both in the red zone. Dallas continues to come up with clutch play after clutch play. Hey, Chicago got that stop that they needed defensively, so they're down 26-12, 10:27 to go in the 4th quarter, and Phoenix is going a little bit backwards. That game's tied at 7, just starting the 2nd, and we're about to hit the quad box. Hold on to your bingo cards. You'll see the bingo numbers when the triple box returns. But now it's time for the 4th game of our block. Rochester and St. Louis. Underway in Missouri. Halftime in Vegas, 17-3 Dallas. Here come the Rivermen back home in their home opener. St. Louis was brilliant, absolutely brilliant at home last season. Wiseman trying to set up a screen on 3rd and 4. It doesn't work. 9:43 to go in the 4th there. There come the Pioneers. Matt Wilson trying to get the offense clicking. 3rd and 15 for Phoenix. And Tillo's got to get out of his end zone. Standing in his end zone way too long. And New Orleans has a safety. 9 is off the board. Ethan Flowers with a $1.02 in that first half. 9 is your next bingo number off the board as New Orleans comes up with a monster stop. That's kind of a half a turnover from Phoenix. Chicago's got to punt it away, and we're underway in St. Louis, lower right-hand corner of your screen. Rochester in the red and white. St. Louis in the red and blue and white. Solberg, 13 of 19, $165, a touchdown, and no interceptions. Karen Koizumi is the quarterback for St. Louis. She hands it off to Junior McCray as Chima is going to be taken down for the sack on second down. That's DJ Kilgannon bringing down Mac Chima in the backfield. So off the safety punt, New Orleans will start with the ball on their own 27-yard line. Big defensive stand there from, oh, that ball was knocked away. Upper left-hand corner, that looked like that was going to be caught. The Chicago defender literally ripped it from, I think that was Timothy Shea. So third down for Wichita again. Chicago's desperate for a stop in the fourth quarter. Dallas bringing some heat. That's a deep shot to Flowers. And again, one-on-one. Dallas is leaving their corners on an island, and it is working. Flowers can't come down with the football, and Wichita just picked up a first down. Jamichael Morris all alone as Chicago struggles in the second half to gain any kind of momentum. Third down and 1 in St. Louis. Chapatulas is loose for a first down. Koizumi's going to throw. Intercepted! Intercepted Rochester. That is unclaimed linebacker Brendan Schlumbaum with the interception, and Rochester has some early momentum on the road in the Dome in St. Louis. Vegas has to punt. Delro on the carry. So we got a 2-possession game in Chicago, a 2-possession game in Vegas. New Orleans is at the Phoenix 47-yard line. And the pass is complete down to the Phoenix 31, pick up a 16. Blackman now 5 of 7 for 58 yards, and that one interception that he threw at the 1-yard line. Dylan Garday, the tight end with the reception. BK Solberg on a second down and 10 for Wichita. He'll throw that one away. Deep shot Dallas, but overthrown. Cameron Duty's now just 9 of 16. He was awesome in the first two touchdowns in his first 3 completions. But Dallas's offense has gone a little quiet. The only problem for Vegas is their offense has been even quieter. Will Todd on that last tackle after Casey Mears gets 5. Wichita has a first down to the Chicago 39. The Dragons just cannot get off the field. Timothy Shea with the catch, 256 yards for Wichita. I mean, look, Chicago's not giving up almost 700 today, but their defense is not getting them the stop they need right now. Second down and 2 for New Orleans at the Phoenix 23, just outside the red zone. This is a touchdown of 23 yards for New Orleans, and they're up 15-7. That deep shot is knocked away. Vegas has really tightened the screws on Dallas's deep passing game. Phoenix has to tighten the screws on Cameron Bailey. He was all alone, and New Orleans goes up 15-7, extra point pending. Cameron Bailey last week had a touchdown, 4 catches, 25 yards. The extra point is good, so 16 and 23 were already off the board. No new numbers there. Solberg's pass is incomplete. That was a 3rd and inches. No, now it's a 3rd down and inches with 6:20 to go in the third. Be a 47-yard field goal from there for Chicago. Will Todd, another tackle on Matt Wilson, and I believe St. Louis has a defensive stop. And on 3rd down and short, Wichita moves the sticks again. This is going to be a 48-yard field goal for Rochester, 48-yarder. And the Pioneers, who had some kicking troubles last week, that kick is good. 48 is off the board as your next number on your cards. The last 4 numbers that have been called since we went to the quad box, 17, 22, 9, and 48. The numbers will return. Hey, Simeon's got 9 carries for 48 yards. How about that? Those numbers will be on the screen when we get back to the triple box and the Dallas-Vegas game has concluded. But we'll keep you updated from there. We only have so much screen time, or screen space, rather. Screen does not operate on time. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm delirious at this point. 2nd down and 8 as Phoenix gets a 2-yard catch from Simeon. Let's go to Chicago, where Wichita is back in the red zone at the 19-yard line. 5:11 to go in the fourth quarter. Chicago needs like a turnover or something to give them a spark here. Otherwise, it's going to be the Flyers kind of pulling away. Chima and the Vegas Devils offense needs a spark too. That pass is caught to the 38-yard line for a first down. Chima, did I read that right? He already has 20-plus completions. That's Flowers' 7th catch. Karen Koizumi back out on the field. She got 1 completion before throwing an interception on their opening drive. Ronnie needs 44 and 13 now. He needed the 48. Clutch grab with another catch. And yeah, Mac Chima, that's his 21st completion of this game, and we're still early on in the third quarter. That is grabbed nicely on the sideline. Junior McCray on the carry for St. Louis. It's up to 3 yards on 10 carries. That was a 36-yard field goal for Wichita. 29 and 36 off the board now. Last 5 numbers, 22, 9, 48, 29, and 36. We got a pretty good spread going right now. 22 called numbers on the Gauntlet. St. Louis has a catch out to the 49-yard line. That's Sorowski, and Joe Tello throws a pick. Intercepted by Anthony Claiborne of New Orleans. Tillo has a fumble and now an interception. New Orleans playing a strong first half. And with that Wichita field goal, Chicago might be cooked. There's still 4:16 to go, but it's a 3-score game. Wichita has outscored Chicago 13-0 in the second half after a pretty good first half. You know, Chicago hasn't been the same since that blocked extra point was returned for 2. K. Marion, 9 catches, 105 yards, but has not reached the end zone today. Blackman over the middle gets into Phoenix territory, and I believe they are the closest to scoring position. St. Louis is about to cross the 50, and that is there a better midfield logo in the UFL than the STL of St. Louis? With the arch going over the 50-yard line, I don't know. What say you guys? I'm sure you guys are a fan of your marks as well, as New Orleans gets up to the Phoenix 43-yard line. That's Ray Ray's 7th carry for 43 yards. Adam Wiseman going to try to get Chicago in gear, and that pass is swatted away. Jack Nitro swarmed on 2nd down and 12. He's getting the DJ Simeon treatment from last week. He has just 12 yards on 11 carries. Back-to-back weeks, Vegas's run game has really struggled. They just can't seem to get it going. Hey, how about Angel Maldonado? Big pickup for St. Louis. He gets loose. Maldonado a little quiet against Dakota last week. Koizumi, deep shot down the field. That is to the 11-yard line. So St. Louis is in the red zone. That is Centro House with the catch. 25 yards. Maldonado, 4 catches for 42 yards last week. No touchdowns, but he is a speed burner. And Vegas starting to matriculate the football down the field. That was David Glidden with that catch. And Chicago is in the red zone. Chicago is near the end zone, down to the 1-yard line with 3 minutes to go. So Chicago not dead yet. Up to 358 total yards of offense. Vegas hands it off to Nitro. He just cannot find check that. That's Diedrich Knight with his 2nd carry. And St. Louis has a touchdown. That is the newly acquired, and Chicago has a touchdown. All right, here we go. Now things are getting crazy. That touchdown run for St. Louis. Oh my gosh, I can't think of Teray Wright with the touchdown score, and St. Louis takes a 7-3 lead. Wright scored from 11 yards out, and he went untouched too. Nice response from St. Louis after the interception on their opening drive. So 7 and 11 were already off the board. No problems there. Chicago's extra point is good. So 29-19 is the new score in Chicago. 19 comes off the board. This is when you got to be a pro-level player here. Oh, that was a 1-yard score for Chicago. So 19 is the only new number that comes off the board during that segue. But right now, New Orleans is in the red zone down to the Phoenix 10-yard line with 3:11 to go. And Vegas is in the red zone down to the 1-yard line as Nitro gets his best run of the day, slammed down by his helmet just 1 yard short of the goal line. So we have New Orleans and Vegas in the red zone, back to back. Now we go to Blackman in the claws. He's going to go read option keeper. Emmanuel Blackman's got the first down on 3rd down and 2. So it's 1st down and goal at the 7-yard line with 2:43 to go in the second quarter. Now Vegas has a 1st and goal on the 1. Onside kick for Chicago is recovered by Chicago with 2:43 to go. Touchdown Vegas. 1 yard touchdown for Jack Nitro. And Vegas could get 10 off the board with an extra point pending. They trail now by just 7 after their defense has tightened up on Dallas, and their offense gets their first touchdown of the season before the 4th quarter. Let's go back to New Orleans. 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. 16-7 Claws up by 9, trying to make it more. Ray down to the 2-yard line. Rochester's got a 3rd down and 1. Vegas's extra point is good, so finally 10 comes off the board. It took a long time for 10 to come off the board today. 2-minute warning in Phoenix. That was a 13-play, 70-yard drive for Vegas. Let's go to St. Louis. 3rd down and 1. 4:37 to go in the first quarter. Casey Mears has it. 1st down for Rochester at the 42-yard line. Chicago, following the successful onside kick recovery, now has the football again with 2:28 to go. Blackman is going to be sacked in the backfield. A loss of 2. Lynch with the takedown for Phoenix. Now it's 3rd down and goal for New Orleans as Phoenix looks for a half stop. Adam Wiseman, 2:16 to go in the 4th quarter. Chicago trying to come back, but he takes a sack. Back on the Dragon midfield logo. Casey Reed on the rush for Wichita. Handoff Casey Mears for Rochester. With 4 minutes to go in the first, they're trying to respond to an early St. Louis touchdown. 2-minute warning in Chicago as the Dragons attempt a massive comeback. They were down 29-12, scored, then recovered the onside kick, and now they're on their drive with 3 timeouts and 2 minutes to go. Cameron Duty's updated numbers, $199 and 2 scores. Blackman on a 3rd down to go for the 4. He takes a sack and lost the ball. Picked up by New Orleans. You can't advance a fumble inside of 2 minutes unless you were the player who fumbled. So the ball is ruled dead there. Phoenix, oh man, they would have loved to recover it, but they get a half stop. That's the 3rd sack of the half for Phoenix. New Orleans is going to end up attempting a 35-yard field goal. That could be a new number off the board. Matt Wilson's pass to the sideline is incomplete on 3rd down and 8. That was his first throw of the first quarter, and Rochester looks like they're going to stall out. Wiseman, 3rd down and 16, deep shot down the field. Is caught at the 14-yard line. Are you kidding me? How'd he get that in bounds? Dallas Vegas deep shot, and that is incomplete. Dallas again tried to take a shot on Vegas, and nothing has been open for Dallas since Vegas gave up those 2 touchdowns. It is remarkable how much Vegas has adjusted in this second half. Again, that was a 35-yard field goal. 19's already off the board. 35's a new number. We've got a booth review on that Chicago catch on the sideline. That's Marion. Tapped the second foot, I think. That's a heck of a catch as Richmond tried to force Marion out of bounds. Isaiah Taylor wide open for Dallas as they look to respond. Junior McCray has struggled in the opening stanza here. 5 yards on 5 carries. The final game of the block is Minnesota-Miami kicking off in about 5 minutes, but we have to see what happens in Chicago as that ball down to the 10-yard line, down to the 8. The Dragons trying to make things interesting with another score. As Cameron Duty dropping back to throw, he has to take a check down, going backwards. My goodness, the Vegas defense has been on fire in the second half. Wiseman 2nd and 4 at the 8. The pass is incomplete in the back of the end zone. Wiseman over 30 completions again. 19-7, Phoenix trails New Orleans. Joe Tillo back to work for the Phoenix offense. They are at the 41-yard line on their own side of the field with 1 minute to go. Deep shot for St. Louis. That one is caught. 3rd down and 4 for Wiseman out of the back of the end zone. Now it's 4th down. And you have to think with 1:19 to go in the 4th quarter, 3 timeouts. If I'm Chicago, I'm kicking the field goal to make it a 1-score game. Great catch over the middle. That's Homer J for St. Louis. He took a big hit. Nasty hit. But holds on to it, and a little bit of smack talking afterwards. You can't smack talk if you didn't jar the ball loose. If you're Rochester's Champ Brown, give me a break. Handoff, Junior McCray to the 44-yard line. This is going to be a 25-yard field goal for Chicago. It's good. 25 is off the board, and Chicago is only down by 7 as we end the 3rd quarter in Vegas. 17-10, Talons over the Devils. A nip and tuck game there as Joe Tillo's got Phoenix across the 50-yard line with 33 seconds to go. The Skyhawks call a timeout. They have 1 left. We'll monitor that there at the end of the first half. 1:16 to play. 3 timeouts for Chicago. What do you do here? You've scored 10 unanswered in the 4th quarter, trying to come back. And I don't know if you onside kick here or, I mean, you got to get the ball back, right? I mean, you do have all 3 timeouts. I guess you could kick it deep and try to play some defense. We'll see what they do. Miami and Minnesota kicking off shortly. Phoenix has the ball out of bounds at the 12. It will be an onside kick for Chicago, and it's quickly recovered by Wichita. That was not even close. Dallas has the ball now to the Vegas 25-yard line as the Talons are trying to put it together. Rashad Lockley's 3 catches for 70 yards. Look at that toe drag swag from Phoenix's Andy Sands. Beautiful play on the sideline. St. Louis has to punt. Nice defensive stop from Rochester. That punt will go out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Pretty play there. So Wichita recovers the onside kick. Chicago has 3 timeouts. That's a touchdown for Phoenix. That is Chris Andrews with the score. And the Skyhawks answer back. Joe Tillo to Chris Andrews. That's a pretty stop route. That is a 12-yard touchdown. Already off the board, but Phoenix will try to make it 19-14 after that 12-yard touchdown catch. There you get another look at it. Andrews just across the line. Matt Wilson in some trouble. He's going to be sacked in the backfield by Robert Brady Jr. Dallas down to the 1-yard line. 1st and goal. Neil Rivers with a tremendous catch. Under 10 minutes to play in the 4th quarter there. 1:08 to go in the 4th quarter. It's 3rd down and 13. Chicago is actually, they might get a chance to get the ball back. Wichita's got to put this thing away. They are letting Chicago hang around. Dallas is 1 yard away from scoring. 1st and goal at the Vegas 1, 9:35 to go, and Swift is stuffed. A loss of 1. 19-14, New Orleans and Phoenix. 29-22, Wichita and Chicago. 17-10, Dallas and Vegas. 7-3, St. Louis, Rochester right now on the Game Day Gauntlet. Now it's 2nd and goal at the 2 for Dallas. 9 minutes to go. Chicago's going to get the ball back with 57 seconds left. Unreal. Wiseman, 30 of 43 for 350 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Can he pull a miracle? Jaden Swift again was just pushed backwards as Vegas is going for a goal line stand. .43 seconds left for Chicago, but more importantly, 3rd down and goal at the 4. 8.5 to go in the 4th quarter. Wiseman takes another dump off. You can't do that. Duty into the end zone, knocked away. Vegas with a goal line stand. Dallas can't get in the end zone. There is a face mask penalty on Wichita. That moves the ball. That bails out. Oh, there goes St. Louis. on the run. It's a 69-yard score. Angel Maldonado, the speedster, with his first touchdown in a St. Louis uniform. A tremendous play over the middle, and he just burned the corner. A 21-yard field goal for Dallas is good. It's 20-10. 20 is off the board. And I think the Corn King may have just gotten our first bingo of the day. Chicago is making a mess of this. I know it's difficult to score a touchdown with no timeouts, but they're not even close right now. 15 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Emmanuel Blackman is going to be sacked. The extra point for St. Louis is good. It's 14-3. This is Wiseman deep down the field. It's intercepted. It won't matter. Wichita with the stop. That's Clausen, Tyrone Clausen with the interception, and Wichita is going to hold on and beat Chicago. And that means that we get to Miami and Minnesota. That game is just underway, and New Orleans just got another touchdown. Cameron Bailey. Or no, they were reviewing the highlights from the first half. My apologies. New Orleans up 19-14. Wichita holds on to beat Chicago 29-22. As Rob Noel gets a carry there for Minnesota. Clutch grab with the catch for Vegas. They now have the least amount of time remaining, and they've got to get in gear. Doug Falk's pass is complete to the 35-yard line on 3rd down and 9, so the Minnesota drive will continue. That's Dalton Brown with the catch. A completion for Matt Chima with 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Just an update on the numbers as we stand right now, as we've got 4 games going. Miami and Minnesota kicking off. Both teams are undefeated. Doug Falk and Rob Crone lead their respective teams. 337 over 50, 14-7, 24, 6, 26, 8, 16, 2, 12, 43, 23, 11, 1, 21, 17, 22, 9, 48, 29, 36, 19, 10, 35, 22, and 20 right now are your called numbers. Doug Falk has Minnesota down to the Miami 35-yard line. 20-10. Vegas is down by 10 with 6 minutes to go. That game has the least amount of time remaining. And Matt Chima takes a sack on 3rd down and 10. So what is Vegas going to do with that on a 4th and 18 with under 7 minutes to go? Doug Falk, oh wow, hands it off to Dalton Brown. He got smashed in the backfield. We've started the second half in Phoenix. We've got a good one over there, 19-14. If you're just joining us, Chicago, that's Ryan Van Holten with the sack. Chicago almost mounted a dramatic comeback. They were down 29-12 against Wichita. They scored 10 unanswered in the fourth quarter, but they could not recover the onside kick. They got the stop they needed to give themselves a chance, but there just wasn't enough time or timeouts to make it happen. Wiseman throws an interception. 4th and 16. Vegas goes for it on 4th down and converts. Mike O'Neal, we haven't said his name all day, although that is his 5th catch for 41 yards. Oh, man, 4th and long. And Mike O'Neal delivers. Vegas is still alive. Inside the 20, down to the 18 for the first down, 5 minutes to go. Woo, that may have saved Vegas. This may have saved their skin. I don't know if they would have had enough time to come back if they punted, so probably the right decision, but I just can't believe that he got it. Minnesota into the red zone, upper left-hand corner. Chima from 18 yards out. He fires short down to the 12-yard line. Vegas has to go. Phoenix is on their first drive in the second half. They trail 19-14. Oh, that was a pretty move by Everidge for Rochester. As the Pioneers are on a drive. Chima from 12 yards out. That pass is incomplete. So now it's 3rd and 4 with 4:18 to go in the fourth quarter for Vegas. They are down 10. Minnesota on a first down. They are in the red zone, trying to get some points on their opening drive. That is caught for a gain of 1 of the 14. Folk is 6 of 6 on the opening drive. Vegas hands the ball off, bouncing off tackles down to the 4-yard line as Phoenix had the punt on that drive. 2nd and goal at the 1 for Rochester. Trying to hammer it in with Mears, and St. Louis drops Casey for a loss of 3. It's 3rd and goal at the 4 there. Back to Vegas, 1st and goal, upper right-hand corner. The Devils from 4 yards out. Mac Chima's going to take off and run, and he's going to walk in the end zone for the score. 4 is your next number off the board for bingo today, and Vegas on a 4th and 16 conversion earlier in the drive keeps themselves alive. An extra point will make it a 3-point game. 3rd down and 4 for Doug Folk and Minnesota from the 9-yard line. Folk's pass into the end zone is incomplete. Wow, I thought for sure that was a catch and he dragged the toes, but nope. Javaris Hawkins is ruled short or ruled out of the back of the end zone, and that will result in a Minnesota field goal. Vegas with 3:50 to go, and they get their extra point blocked. Oh my goodness, holy block kicks in the Dallas-Vegas game. Vegas has had an extra point blocked, and they've had a field goal blocked, and now they're down 4, 20-16 with 3:50 to go. That is huge. This game is not tied because of the block kicks. That was a 26-yard field goal for Minnesota. They're now up 3-0 after their opening drive. This game would be 20-20 between Dallas and Vegas if not for the blocked kicks by Dallas's special teams. The difference is now 4 points because of it, 20-16. How about St. Louis? They get a goal line stand on Rochester, and they force another field goal. Another disappointing red zone trip for the Rochester Pioneers. That kick was from 19 yards away. 19 already a called number. Off the board, take a breath, 3:50 to go in the fourth quarter in Vegas. Trying to give us our second one-score finish of the day. New Orleans and Phoenix are a one-score game right now, 19-14. St. Louis is a one-score game, 14-6, with 4:50 to go in the first half. Bullet Boletsky can't get outside on his opening run. We're watching Dallas and Vegas closely as Cameron Duty drops to throw, and that is incomplete. That's going to stop the clock with 3:47 to go. 3rd down and 2 for New Orleans. 19-14 as Blackman takes a read option, and he's going to lose 5 yards. Hernandez with the reception. It's an offside on Minnesota at the top left-hand corner of your screen. Inconsequential at the moment as Miami is deep in their own territory. Hey, 3rd down and 8 for Dallas. Can Vegas get yet another stop with 3:43 to go in the fourth quarter? Duty going to throw. He's going to take a short route, and Vegas gets another stand. Landry Williams with the tackle. It's 4th down, Dallas. Rob Crone is sacked, and Minnesota's got their first of the day. Barker with the takedown. Joe Tillo's numbers, 12 of 18 for 134 yards, a touchdown and an interception. We await the Dallas punt, 3:13 to go. Vegas has all 3 timeouts. They are down 4. Phoenix with the football, they are down 5. St. Louis has it, they are up 8. Wichita defeated Chicago 29-22 for their first win of the day earlier in the Gauntlet. This punt from Dallas, a beauty, pins Vegas down to the 5-yard line. Face mask penalty on New Orleans will help Phoenix move the chains. Rob Crone on 3rd and 15, incomplete, and Minnesota gets an opening drive field goal and stop in overcast Miami today. Oh man, that is caught. Mac Chima starts the drive off hot. 31 of 42 today, as Vegas has had to abandon their running game. Rochester gets a defensive stand. 3:29 to go in the second quarter. They trail 14-6 so far in that one. Touchdowns beating field goals, but Casey Mears does have 53 yards on 11 carries. Correct, Frank. You will get the numbers on the screen. I just recently read through all the numbers, but you'll get them on the screen when we get back into the triple box when Dallas and Vegas is concluded, which is just 2 minutes from now. 20-16. If you're just joining us, Vegas was down 20-10. They had a 4th and 16 with just under 7 minutes to go. They converted that 4th and 16, scored the touchdown. The extra point got blocked. They got the stop, and now they have the ball with 2 minutes to go. That's a lot to happen in the last 5 minutes. To the sideline. That is complete. First down, Vegas to the Dallas, or to their own 39-yard line. David Glidden with that reception. There goes Phoenix, streaking down the field inside the 25-yard line down to the 22. That is Andy Sands. 238 yards for Phoenix as they push the football down the field. Sands was wide open between the hash marks. Where was the safety help there for New Orleans? First and 10, 1:56 to go. Vegas at their own 39-yard line. Chima has to take a check down. That's only going to get 3 yards and burn 10 more seconds off the clock. Sands was at 5 or 9 catches for him. Toulouse with the tackle, his 4th. This is Tillo inside the red zone. Pass caught to the 15-yard line. 5:15 to go in the third quarter. Chima, second down and 7. Oh, my goodness. I thought it was intercepted, and it was caught. David Glidden, how did he catch that? 1:20 to go. I thought Dallas was taking that back to the house, and we're not going to get a second look at it. No huddle here from Vegas with 1:12 to go, down 4. Minnesota's got a punt. Chima's pass is caught inside the 30, down to the 29-yard line. 1:05 left. Still all 3 timeouts for Vegas. Down 20-10 with 7 minutes to go on a 4th and 16 conversion. Vegas lost last week 20-18. They're down 20-16. Chima, pass, caught, down to the 10-yard line, and a flag. Face mask on Dallas will put it half the distance to the goal. Vegas is 5 yards away. Phoenix is in the red zone. 4:23 to go in the third. Tillo dropping a throw. Deep pass, end zone, out of the back of the end zone. Oh, that's a deflator there, as it looked like Sands was open. Terrell Cooper's got a 25-yard catch for Miami, and they finally moved the sticks. 3:30 to go in the first quarter there. First and goal for Chima and the Devils with 45 seconds left. The pass is almost picked again. Dallas had another opportunity and could not take it away. Second and goal at the 5. 37-yard field goal for Phoenix. That kick is good. 37-17 already off the board, but Phoenix gets a little closer. 19-17. Second and goal for Vegas. 44 seconds to go. Mac Chima looking for someone to get open. Chima looking, takes off, slides. Touchdown Vegas, and they take the lead. The second rushing touchdown for the Devils. A 5-yard score, which was our only single digit not off the board. This is close. The slide starts as he extends the football over the goal line. A tremendous play from Mac Chima. He holds the ball out. Get my hand on it. He holds the ball out over the goal line as he is sliding. Just barely. I think that was a good score. There is no booth review. The extra point is good, and Vegas has scored 13 unanswered points to climb all the way back. An 8-play, 74-yard drive, and the silver lining is that Frank Bernstein got a bingo on the Vegas score. That is some kind of silver lining. Vegas up 23-20 an unbelievable last 7 minutes for the Devils. This is a 58-yard field goal from Miami that went so sideways it looked like this. 3-0 Minnesota takes the football back and has pretty good field position as well. 1:15 to go in the first half. We're watching Rochester in the no huddle here. 14-6, a moon ball from Matt Wilson. That was nearly picked off. Oh my goodness. 35 seconds to go for Dallas. They trail 23-20. What a game for Sin City. Sparks with the sack for Phoenix, and Phoenix is going to get the stop. What can Cameron Duty do? Dallas's 2 touchdowns in the first quarter came on bombs in the first 5 minutes to Freddie Grady and Rashad Lockley. Can Dallas find a little bit more of that magic? They have not connected on a deep ball since those 2 touchdowns. The Vegas defense has been playing out of their mind. Out of their mind today in the second half. New Orleans has to punt. Phoenix starting to build some momentum here late in the third quarter. 23-20 Vegas. Dallas has all 3 timeouts with 28 seconds left. Duty is sacked back at the 9-yard line. Vegas had more sacks than any team last season, and they get a huge one there on 3rd and long. 24 seconds left. Minnesota back in Miami territory down to the 25-yard line as Tillo's pass is caught to the 49 of New Orleans. Cameron Duty, 24 seconds left, and he is pinned back deep. Duty looking, sacked again. Back at the 2. Timeout, Dallas, 4th and 28. 17 seconds left. And that is borderline impossible. Oh, nice little end around for Minnesota. That picks up 5 yards. End around to the tight end, Michael Joseph, on a little sweep. Tillo's pass incomplete for Phoenix. 1:48 to go in the third quarter. 4th and 28 for Dallas. Standing in his own end zone, Cameron Duty just hucks it, chucks it, and it's caught at the 36-yard line. Oh, you can't put Dallas away that easily. Neil Rivers with his 4th catch. That gets all the way up to the 36-yard line. DJ Simeon is loose. He's up to 94 yards, and Phoenix is near the red zone. Halftime for Rochester. They have 9 passing yards in the first half. St. Louis leads 14-6. Final play in Vegas. 5 seconds left. Dallas down by 3. They need an absolute miracle. A Hail Mary for grabs. No flags. No catch. Vegas completes the comeback in dramatic fashion. Oh my. Minnesota is in the red zone. Phoenix is in the red zone. We'll go back and forth in those games. And your Yugo numbers are back. There they are. In the triple box now. Minnesota, Miami upper left. St. Louis, Rochester upper right. Phoenix on the bottom. 34 seconds to go in the third. Doug Falk's pass in the end zone is knocked away. 3rd and goal, Minnesota. Start of the second half. St. Louis up 8. Phoenix down 2. Minnesota up 3. Man, we've had a heck of a game day gauntlet today as Tillo's pass is caught for a first down to the 1-yard line. Doug Falk firing. That is well short of the end zone, and that is going to be a 24-yard field goal attempt. 5 is the last call number. We'll add that to your winning numbers tally. And Damon saying Simeon had 12 catches last week, doesn't have 1 in this game. Was I removed from the game plan? Not at all. New Orleans coming out with a different defensive scheme. Might change the approach of the offense. 1st and goal at the 1. Tillo's pass is intercepted. Nathan Blake takes it away. And the field goal's good for Minnesota, 6-0. But the start of the fourth quarter sees Nathan Blake take a pass away from Simeon. Simeon was asking, where am I? Well, Nathan Blake just took your touchdown. And New Orleans takes over again with the football, up 2. Blake makes the biggest play of his young season. The rookie last week was pretty quiet. Surprisingly so. And there goes Ray Chapatulis breaking off 2 tackles. Ray, 80-yard touchdown. Oh, I'm seeing stars as New Orleans takes an interception, turns it into a touchdown immediately. 80 yards out. New Orleans up 8. Makes one guy miss. Got a nice block on the outside. What a sequence. A 14-point swing for the Claws. Another Mears first down for Rochester as they move the ball into St. Louis territory, trailing 14-6. Extra point is good for New Orleans, but 26 is already off the board. Nathan Blake, what a 1-2 punch there for New Orleans. Nathan Blake with the interception, Ray Chapatulis with the 80-yard touchdown. That is the longest play, I think, of the year. 80 yards for New Orleans. They're up 26-17. Bullet Boletsky on the carry for Miami. They are trailing 6-0 with 10 minutes to go in the first half. Oh, man. We finally get some reprieve here as Miami gets to the 35-yard line. Rob Crone now 3 of 5. That pass was caught by Bovine Jr., his second grab. Rochester's got a 3rd down and 13 with 8 minutes to go in the third quarter, and Matt Wilson's going to try to take off and run again. Couldn't find anybody open. And Wilson gets all the way down to the 43 of St. Louis. Colin Douglas makes his 6th tackle. It's 4th down and 2 for the Pioneers. Deep shot, Miami. That is incomplete. Looking for Buck Wild. He almost put that right on the money. Minnesota's defense, very impressive. They only gave up 18 points last week. And they are shutting down Miami so far. 4th and 2. Rochester's going to punt. I thought maybe they might go for it, but they're going to pin St. Louis. Oh, my, at the 1-yard line. That was pretty. This ball almost hit the ceiling. Bounces backwards right at about the half-yard line. Perfection from the punter of Rochester, who trails still by 8. Robert Martin Jones, non-existent today in St. Louis's offense. I think that's a late hit on Minnesota. Unnecessary roughness. Don't see that often. That's going to be half the distance to the goal and move Miami into the red zone. 1st and goal at the 9. Now St. Louis down to the 1-yard line. Junior McCray gives him a little bit of breathing room up to the 5. 1st and goal at the 9. Let's go to Miami. 9 yards away from the score. That's Boletsky not getting much. Junior McCray juked and lost himself. Lost a yard, in fact. Vincent on the tackle, his 3rd. And St. Louis has a 3rd and 6 from the 4-yard line. New Orleans has the football back. Phoenix can't find anything on that drive. Boletsky slithering through the Chippers defenders. Getting down to the 2-yard line, 3rd down and goal. 7:55 to go in the first half there. Minnesota leads 6-0. Handoff to Ray, and she is stuffed. Junior McCray is as well, so Rochester forces a 3-and-out. Handoff Boletsky, 2-yard score, touchdown Miami. And the Pirates are an extra point away from taking the lead. Cooper, yes, bingo is only 4 corners today. We have 29 called numbers. We had a historical, I think it was 42 called numbers last week on the Game Day Gauntlet. Things a little bit more normal today. That punt was almost blocked. That would have been a huge momentum swing for Rochester, and what a boot. Rochester gets their field flipped on them. They'll start from their own 40. The extra point is good for Miami. And it's 7-6 Pirates, 7:32 to go in the first half. New Orleans has the football on a 3rd down and 7. And that pass is incomplete. It's going to be 4th down. Phoenix gets the stop. We don't have anybody on the opposite side of the 50. So that'll give us an opportunity to remind you, coming up tonight on primetime, it's Eric Vinson and Ramos Lynn on the call of San Diego and New York, as both of those teams are coming off of a victory. And then we've got the second game of our doubleheader is Dakota heading to Salt Lake for the Hornets home opener, and that is Mike Daggs and Gerald Smith on the call. Phoenix has a return up to the 36-yard line. Down 9, Andy Sands, 7 catches for $124 on the day. He has been the mismatch against New Orleans. 9:05 to go in the 4th quarter. That is the game with the least amount of time remaining. This is Doug Falk passing it into the flat. That pass is caught. A couple missed tackles. Michael Joseph with the catch beyond the 30-yard line. Casey Mears on the run, and Rochester is now down to the St. Louis 25-yard line. 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. The Pioneers have kept St. Louis's offense pretty in check. Haven't seen much since the Maldonado 69-yard touchdown. Joe Tillo's pass, it's caught at the 39-yard line by Simeon. Bottom of your screen. Get another look at this one, folks. Tillo, oh, he caught that falling down with one hand. Oh, that might be the greatest catch of the season. Well, okay, I don't want to get carried away. Freddie Spencer, Monday night in primetime, was pretty incredible, but that was unbelievable. Mears down to the 3-yard line. Hey, D.R. Simeon asking you shall receive, being part of the game plan right now here in the 4th quarter. 8:20 to go in the 4th. Phoenix is down 7. That pass complete to Hakeem Manu-Maluna, and it's 2nd and 7 for the Skyhawks, down 9. Here we go again. Rochester is in the red zone. 1st and goal at the 3. 2:28 to go in the 3rd. Handoff to Mears. She's hitting the backfield, no gain. And on 3rd and 13, Doug Falk's pass is incomplete, and Miami gets a stop. The 3rd catch for D.R. Simeon. He's got 3 on this series after having none all game long. You know, I thought Damon was pulling my leg about having no catches. I thought it was an exaggeration. He was right. 0 before this drive, and now Simeon up to 3 as Phoenix tries to climb back in this. They're only down 9, 26-17. It is 2nd and goal for Rochester at the 4-yard line. 2 minutes to go in the 3rd. Handoff Mears, and Mears is tackled. It's a 21-yard touchdown. It's D.R. Simeon, his 4th grab of the drive. Touchdown, Phoenix. Unbelievable. Simeon wakes up in the 4th quarter, and it's now a 2-score game. 3rd and goal for Rochester. Fullback dive, and he didn't get it. Oh, man. 4th and goal at the 2. Oh, I feel for the Pioneers. Their red zone offense has been abysmal to start the season. They have got to clean it up. That was a 21-yard touchdown for D.R. Simeon in one of the most, I can't even describe to you how ridiculous of a moment that was on Gauntlet. Simeon comes in the chat and he's like, where am I in the game plan? And then right after he says that, Simeon catches 4 balls and a touchdown. And Phoenix is down 2, 26-24, 7:16 to go in the fourth quarter. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. And we got a 2-point game. We got another 1-score game in Phoenix. There's no new bingo numbers on any of those scores. Rochester gets to 9 as they kick the chip shot field goal. We got to check the yardage on that, but I don't think it's anything new for us. Another opportunity at a touchdown in the red zone that does not go for Rochester. That was a 19-yard kick. We already have that off the board, so a kickoff there from Rochester. 14-9. St. Louis with 46 seconds to go in the third. Now Phoenix needs a stop, trailing by 2 with 7:10 to go in the fourth quarter. Ray on the carry. She's had a phenomenal day, maybe a career day, as New Orleans crosses over 300 yards. Karen Koizumi today, 8 of 10 for 170 yards. That game might set the record for fewest passes in a game. How about Emmanuel Blackman taking a deep shot down the field? It is caught by New Orleans. 58-yard catch for Devin Sparks, picked up in the offseason from Denver. And that has got to hurt Simeon, because Devin Sparks was a Houston Herd member at the start of last season. And he just hurt Simeon's new squad with a 58-yard beauty down the field. And Phoenix's defense is backs against the wall again with 6 minutes to go. Hand off to Ray. She gets down to the 4-yard line. Karen Koizumi taking off. She's got a first down and more. And Koizumi fumbled the ball, and Rochester picks it up. The Pioneers force a turnover at the end of the third quarter. Look what I found, says Rochester's Johnny Washington, as Koizumi fumbles. Ray touchdown from 4 yards out. What a strike back from the claws. They're up to 32. And 33 might be your next number, with an extra point pending for New Orleans to try to make it a 2-score game again with 5:26 to go. Now Rochester in St. Louis territory takes over. Casey Mears down to the 42-yard line of St. Louis as we end the third. How about Ray Chapatulis today and this New Orleans offense? 33 points for the Claws. We're going to have to go back in history to see when the last time was that New Orleans scored 33 points in a game. This was not a high-flying offense by any means last season, as Matt Wilson is dropped for a sack. Robert Brady Jr. with the takedown. 8 tackles, 2 sacks, 3rd down and 13. And the last time New Orleans scored 33 points, they scored 35 against Cleveland last year. That is their UFL total. And that extra point was good, so 33 does come off the board. It's your 30th called number of the day, and that's our first called number in probably about 20 minutes of real-time action, maybe even longer. 5:23 to go in the fourth quarter. Matt Wilson taking off on 3rd down and 13, and he tried to get a block on the outside, but he's going to come up short. So Rochester on 4th and 7. I think you got a punt, down just 5 points. Pin St. Louis deep. Offense comes up empty again. 371 yards for New Orleans, but Phoenix has 375 yards of their own offense. Will Simeon stay hot on this drive for the Skyhawks as they look to bounce back? That was Simeon again with the catch. That's his 5th of the fourth quarter. 5:05 to go. Phoenix has to respond. And it's intercepted. Intercepted by Tillo, and it's being taken back the other way. And it's a New Orleans touchdown. They got a 40-piece extra point pending. The turnovers filling the Phoenix Skyhawks in the opening 2 games of the season. And that is going to be a 37-yard pick six. And that was taken away by, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. Frantanzi Livingston? Who names their kid Frantanzi? Sounds like a Disney movie. Miami with a pickoff in the end zone at the end of the first half. That's Trey Aleman, acquired from Washington in the offseason. And that is a huge stop for Miami as they look like they're going to take a 6-7 lead into the halftime locker room. New Orleans went for two to try to make it a three-score game, and they did not get it. 37 was already off the board, but 39 was not. So 39 is a new bingo number. That is the 31st of the day here on UFL Game Day Gauntlet, I should say. Rochester, good punt return with 9:08 to go in the fourth quarter. They are trailing 14-9 as Miami's just going to run out the end of the first half here. Damon needs a 46. For Hugo, that would be a silver lining for him. So they go for two. They went for two to try to make it a three-score game, but they didn't get it. So now it's still a two-score game. Matt Wilson with a rare dart down the field to Evan Wood. Rochester needs more of that. A 24-yard catch, and they once again are in St. Louis territory at the 38-yard line. Two-score game in Phoenix, 4:50 to go in the fourth quarter. And a bingo for Mojo in the chat. You know, we actually have some time to see, to get a called bingo. Anybody else had a bingo today? Yep, four corners, you got it. Deep shot, it is intercepted. You've got to be kidding me. Wow, what a pickoff. One-on-one coverage. You can't fault Matt Wilson for tossing it up, but Kadarius Parker in one-on-one coverage just played the ball better than the receiver. The intended receiver was Dejon Wright. That's who you want, the Milwaukee Stag, who was one of the best slot receivers last season. And that's another end zone interception for Matt Wilson and the Rochester Pioneers. So St. Louis will take over again with 8:28 to go in the fourth quarter. Play action for Koizumi. Going to take off and run. Oh, made a man miss. Beautiful run from Karen down the sideline. Just the third run of the day for Koizumi. Tayumi had to clean it up. Koizumi on the run, Tayumi on the tackle. Start of the second half in Miami. That game has been very low scoring. 7-6 Pirates on top of the Chippers. Minnesota, very impressive in the first 6 quarters of their season. We'll see what both of those teams have in the second half. 8:08 to go in the fourth quarter. As St. Louis, it doesn't really feel like their offense has been on the field a whole lot much in the second half as Koizumi is sacked. Under 8 to play. That's sacked by Watson. 4th and 1. Phoenix is going for it. 4th and 1. Tillo's pass caught. Manamaluna down to the 5-yard line with 3:18 to go. Phoenix is threatening again. They still have all 3 timeouts. If they score in the next 30 seconds or so, they wouldn't even have to onside kick. Could kick it deep. 1st and goal at the 5 for Phoenix. Tillo dropping a throw and just threw that one away. Didn't have anybody. How am I feeling today, Cam? I'm sorry. Out of breath. That's how I'm feeling. Otherwise, feeling good. Man, it's a good time. 2:59 to go in the fourth quarter. 39-24 New Orleans. This is Tillo dropping a throw. He's going to take the check down. Simeon not going to get in the end zone. Now down to 2:50 left. 3rd down and goal at the 5. Koizumi just got sacked again. Lael Cornish with a 6-yard loss. 2:38 to go in the fourth. Tillo, 3rd and goal. Tillo, corner, touchdown, Phoenix. 39-30, and that reception for Phoenix goes to Kyler Piper. That's his first catch of the day. Doesn't see a lot of action, but he saw the two-tone orange paint in the end zone for the Skyhawks. We have a shootout in Arizona. St. Louis has to punt on 4th and 22. 6:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Rochester gets another shot. Their defense has played out of their mind. The extra point is good for Phoenix, and now 31 is off the board. 31 is your next called number. That is our 32nd of the day. Wilson is 8 of 13. That last play was actually his first pick, but just 65 passing yards for Matt Wilson. 6:13 to go in the fourth quarter. Rochester has improved their receiving core from last year, and somehow it just still is not clicking. Another incompletion there from Matt at second down. Rochester still in it, though. Miami is inside the Minnesota 30. Crone taken off. Down to the 25. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter there. 2:34 left for Phoenix to try to get a stop. They have all three timeouts. 39-31. Justin Rezai just needs a 44. 22 is on the board twice. Yeah, it sure is. Sure is. Maybe I'm missing a number. I hope not. Ray is stopped, and Matt Wilson down the sideline on 3rd down and 8. He got the first down. Wilson has over 70 rushing yards. He might have more rushing yards than passing yards at this point. Wilson, nicely done. Tap-toeing down the sideline, Dynamite McCray with that catch. Can New Orleans get a stop? Phoenix, rather, get a stop. 39-31, RPO. Nicely done from Blackman, but it's short of the sticks. Timeout, Phoenix. We saw this in the Chicago-Wichita game. Never say die. Deep ball, Wilson to the 31-yard line of St. Louis. Dejon Wright with just his second catch, and Rochester is back in scoring position with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Another opportunity for the Pioneers. Wilson taken off and running, sliding to the 22-yard line. 4:45 left in the fourth. Wilson leading the charge for Rochester. In St. Louis, a very difficult place to play, maybe even the toughest. Wilson going to run again down to the 9-yard line. Touchdown, Miami from 9 yards out. Rob Crone with the score. And that one's caught by Quayshawn Hill. 4:22 to go in the fourth quarter. Wilson dropping a throw. Wilson, end zone! And they say he's out of the back of the end zone. That looked like a score. We need a replay. How was that not a score? Ruled out of bounds, no review. No challenge, handoff. And it only got one. That's Mears' 23rd carry. 3rd and goal for Rochester at the 8. 4 minutes to go. New Orleans, by the way, on a 3rd down and 1, trying to put the finishing touches on this play fake. Wilson taking off and running, sliding at the 4. It's 4 down territory. Chapatulis with a monster run, 219 yards for Ray Chapatulis today. A sensational performance in Phoenix, helping New Orleans to seal this victory. 11 plays, 72-yard drive for Miami. Makes it 14-6. They've scored 14 unanswered. 4th down and goal for Wilson and the Pioneers, and that pass is caught short of the sticks, and St. Louis comes up with another stop. Will Todd with the tackle. Oh my goodness. Evan Wood was the recipient, but the pass was high. I don't know even if it was on target. Will Todd was all over Wood. Look at Rochester's coaching staff. They just cannot believe it. Unlike the San Diego game where it got away from them, they have had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and Rochester just can't punch it in. New Orleans holds on for victory in Phoenix, 39-31. What a game in Phoenix. Koizumi, a rollout, play fake, and no one was on her, and Koizumi gets it out to the 8-yard line. What a call. What a call. 39-31 the final in Phoenix. We had 34 combined points in the fourth quarter in that ball game. 2:40 to go in the fourth quarter, and we head to the double box with 2.5 to go. Timeout Rochester. They need to get the ball back for what, the 5th opportunity in the fourth quarter? 2:31 left, but that went for a first down. Oh, man. What a gauntlet, folks. We still have 2 one-score games on the screen. 29-22, Wichita defeated Chicago. That is, well, now we got a flag. Is that going to push St. Louis back? Yes, and an eligible receiver. And you got to take the penalty. 1st and 15, back at the 13-yard line. Pioneers got to get the ball back. 29-22, Wichita beats Chicago. And then we had Dallas lose in comeback fashion. What, 13 unanswered for Vegas as Rochester's going to get the stop, called timeout. Rob Crone, 15 of 18, $159. 23-20, Vegas wins. 39-31, New Orleans beats Phoenix. We got 2 one-score games right now as Miami is on the move again. Rob Crone's been unstoppable. Tiberius Bovine with the reception. Minnesota has just kind of been asleep for the last couple quarters. I haven't really seen them doing anything. Miami, just like in the second half last week, starting to put the clamps down on their opponent. Kara Koizumi going to run for the first down, and a flag on top of it. I was going to say don't fumble, but I think the flag will actually stop the clock. It might save Rochester a timeout, but it doesn't save him the first down. Johnny Washington with the infraction, trying to strip the ball, but missed. And now Rochester's got 1 timeout with 2:16 to go and a fresh set of downs for St. Louis. The Pioneers are on the ropes. Again, coming up next, Eric Vinson and Ramos Lynn on the call of New York and San Diego. And then it is Mike Daggs and Matt Wilson, or Mike Daggs and Gerald Smith, I should say. Matt Wilson, RIP. I've just got Wilson on the mind with all these potential opportunities for Rochester to get this win today. And Gerald Smith on the call of Dakota and Salt Lake. Deep shot for Rob Crone. What does he have in the bag? A drop in the bucket to Buck Wild, but it's ruled incomplete. There will be the 2-minute warning. Look, Rochester's got a shot here. 3rd down and 9. They just need a stop. Here's another look, bottom right, left-hand corner of your screen. Buck Wild over the shoulder. That was very similar to the Freddie Spencer catch on Monday night. Just in the corner of the end zone, but I don't see any feet in bounds. And no challenge, so Miami will punt it away. Can Rochester get the stop? They will. And they'll get another shot. As that punt drifting. It is windy in Miami today. That one kind of hung up there. Minnesota will start from their 17-yard line. Rob Noel has 6 rushing yards today on 5 carries. Miami's run defense early in the season has proven that it is one of the best. And Rochester almost blocked the punt. How many almost for Rochester today? Dallas was in a similar boat. They had 2 chances at an interception Late in that one, they couldn't come down with it, and Mac Chima rushed it in for the game-winning score. Minnesota only 180 total yards of offense. Miami not that much more with 202. And Rochester, trying to get out of the shadow of their own end zone, hands it off for a pickup of 7. I don't like that play with 1:13 to go in the fourth quarter. Will Todd with the 6th tackle. He's all over the place. Now we'll see Wilson throw it. 1 minute to go. Throws it to the sideline. That pass is caught. Pushing forward. Again, that's average. That's the situation. And Rochester does not want to be in. Having average as a primary weapon. You got to get the ball to your receivers down the field. 45 seconds to go. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Wilson dropping a throw. Again, takes a check down. This is painful. This is painful. Pain, Rochester, pain. St. Louis trying to hold on. 30 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Down to 27 seconds left. Joseph on a little crosser for Minnesota with a nice grab. Wilson, 20 seconds left. Throws it down the field. That pass is caught to the 46. Down to 15 seconds. That's Evan Wood. This looks like it's going to be the final play for Rochester. Down to 10, down to 9, down to 8. Wilson's just got to throw it up there. But without a clock stoppage, I don't know if it's going to get there. No, it's just going to take a check down, and that is the game. That's game over. Oh, my goodness gracious. St. Louis holds on. I feel like St. Louis didn't have the ball this whole game. When did they ever have the ball? That is a wild finish. Robert Brady Jr., 9 tackles, 2 sacks. And St. Louis scores nothing in the second half and wins 14-9. And if you're wondering what that was there on the final play, because there's no clock stoppage, the game can't, there's no code to get into Hail Mary. You're just simply in no huddle. But that no huddle offense, abysmal from Rochester. You just can't be targeting the back that often in no huddle. Boy, Rochester's got a lot to fix on that offense. Hey, their defense played phenomenal. They limited St. Louis to just 271 yards of total offense. And after St. Louis played an absolute slugfest against against Dakota on Monday night, they played another one here today. That St. Louis defense is absolutely no joke. And they punish Rochester for their mistakes today. 14-9, the final score. All right, we move to our single block. Not me. No, definitely not me. There we go. Okay. All right. Whew. That was crisis averted. The end of the third quarter in Miami, and that pass is caught over. Oh, wow. What a hit at the 5-yard line. As you see, we've added the winning numbers for Hugo for the last game. Right now, we are sitting at 32 called numbers. End of the third in Miami. It is 14-6, but the Pirates are threatening with 1 quarter left here on the Game Day Gauntlet. Rob Crone from 5 yards out. That's Beletsky turning the corner, getting down to the 1-yard line. So, Miami has an opportunity here to make it 21-6. Allian with the tackle. Another one of those Washington night stowaways. Oh, Mojo, you're far too kind. Oh, my. You're making me blush. Hi. Woo. Woo. Fanning myself here at the studio. That's so nice, Mojo. It's so nice of you. Oh, man. I haven't had a compliment like that in a long time. I think since yesterday. 2nd and goal at the 1. 11:25 to go in the fourth quarter. Miami dropping to throw. Rob Crone looking for someone to get open. Going to take it himself. Minnesota. Oh, he lost the ball. Minnesota recovers the fumble. The second fumble of the day for Miami. Minnesota gets a goal line stand. That was ripped out. That is a phenomenal play. Before the ball crossed the line, ripped out by Brennan Allen. He is one of the best defenders unclaimed. He might be the best. And Jerry Morton recovers the fumble. And Minnesota has new life at the 1 yard line, 14-6 with 11:17 to go in the fourth quarter. What a defensive stop. And Noel is dropped in the end zone for a safety. Well, that honeymoon phase ended quick. Walker takes down Noel in the end zone, and Rob Noel had a great week one against New Orleans, but this Miami run defense is no joke, and that was definitely a safety. 16-6, that takes the wind out of Minnesota's sails with 11:13 to go. Now they're going to need a defensive stop. And at least if you hold them to a field goal, it would only be a two-score game. 11:10 to go in the fourth quarter. The wind hanging that punt up there, and Miami will start from their 37-yard line. Coming up next week on the Game Day Gauntlet, Salt Lake goes to Rochester to start us off, and we need to see some offense, some passing offense, some deep throws from Matt Wilson, for crying out loud, like Rob Crone, 20 of 24 for 231 yards. Vegas is at St. Louis. Ooh, that is spicy in the second game of our gauntlet next week after Vegas and St. Louis held on for one-score victories earlier today. Phoenix will travel to Austin. We'll see what Austin looks like after that 66-point impressive performance against Chicago in week one. Was it all Chicago? Was it all Austin? What was the case? Austin hosting Phoenix in that one. Rob Crone's pass is caught for a first down, and Miami's offense trying to get things back on track. At 3 p.m. Eastern, and I keep saying, forgive me, next week is Easter. No Game Day Gauntlet, no games next week. It's a universal bye across the UFL, but after that, it is 14 straight weeks of UFL football. Miami and New York is our fourth game of the Gauntlet block. That should be great. This is Sunday, April 12th, just to be clear, and then New Orleans goes to Chicago. The primetime games when we return from the Easter break, Dakota at Minnesota. That was a great game last season. Both games came down to the wire as Boletsky's dropped in the backfield. Quiet day for Bullet, 49 yards and a touchdown. And then Los Angeles goes to San Diego, the California rivalry, next Sunday night at 7:30 Eastern. Your Monday night primetime game in week number 3 is Wichita at Dallas. Wichita picks up the win today. Dallas is 0-2. Shockingly, the defending Great East Conference champions, and they do not, under any circumstances, want to fall to the 0-3 and at the bottom of the Great East Conference standings. 16-6 Miami, 9:35 to go in the fourth, and wide open. He's knocked the ball out of his hands, and Minnesota's got to stop. Taking it back the other way, all the way to the 45-yard line. Marquez Ayodele with the poke away from Terrell Cooper. That is unbelievable. 2 fumbles in the fourth quarter by Miami. That was taken away by Tyson Anderson. Just ripped the ball away from Cooper. The third fumble of the day for Miami as Cooper was trying to run into the end zone. Minnesota's defense allowed 18 points last week, 16 points this week. They have been phenomenal the first 2 weeks of the season. These are the first 2 turnovers of the day for Miami, and they have come back and they have come in the fourth quarter as that ball is complete to Michael Joseph. They've been killing him on that crosser. 20 for 27 for Doug Falk, but just 193 yards. And that's all they've allowed. Minnesota has had nothing going on the ground in this game. Under 9 minutes to go, Joseph's fourth catch for 35 yards. Doug Falk dropping a throw. Blitz is picked up, and that pass is incomplete. Was trying to find LaBrice rolling down the field. 309 yards for Miami to just 193 for Minnesota with 8:49 to go, but they're still in this thing. Hardaway got that breakup back there. Empty backfield for Falk. Falk going to drop the throw. Falk fires. Caught. Tyler down to the 24-yard line. Father-to-son connection with 8:40 to go in the fourth quarter. And Minnesota crosses the 200-yard threshold. 6 catches for 70 yards for Tyler Falk. Just have not had the numbers, although 32 is still one of the highest we've ever had. I hope, what do y'all need out there? Tell us what you need out there. 1st and 10 at the 24. Doug Falk firing, that is caught again in the slot. First down to the 14-yard line, 8 minutes left. Minnesota knocking on the door. That was Dalton Brown out of the backfield. Under 8 to play. DeLance Collins with the tackle, his 5th. Justin needs 44. I don't think you're going to get on this possession. Doug Falk looking. Oh, he did not take a sack. Still on his feet. Falk going to try to get away. He breaks a tackle and he threw it away. That's the best 0-yard play that you'll ever see. Falk avoids 2 sacks and just gets rid of it. He was the most sacked quarterback last season. Oh, Peter, you need 42, 45, and 47. That is tough. We've not had a lot of long field goals today. Falk's pass on 2nd and 10 is caught on the sideline. I can't believe what Doug Falk just did. To not take a massive loss in that situation was huge. 7:10 to go in the fourth quarter. Ooh, Robert's tempting the bingo spirits. He needs a 25. Robert, I have 25 marked off, sir. That pass is incomplete. The receiver ran out of bounds. I have 25 as a called number. Robert, I think that's the number that was duplicated. Remember I had 22 up twice? Well, I think it was supposed to be 25. So how about that for tempting the bingo spirits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23, 25, 26, 39, 29, 32, 33. Okay, well, I only have 32 numbers. So now I have an extra somewhere. That kick was good, by the way. Not paying attention. Do your job, Cam. Do your job. 16-9. Miami is up by 7. Let's get the yardage on that field goal for Minnesota. That was 27. 27 is off the board. We have a mystery number here up on the screen that I do not have marked off. We're going to try to sort that out as Minnesota makes it a 1-score game with 6:55 to go in the fourth quarter. I think I actually, no, I don't know. I think that's right. I think I'm delirious at this point. You know what? The numbers you got are the numbers you got. 16-9, Miami on top of Minnesota. Somebody figure this out for me. Make sure that I got all the right numbers here. 6:50 to go in the fourth quarter. Robert's got a bingo card on card 10. Yeah, you got it. Make sure to post them in the bingo channel after the game is over. Okay. So the 22 number was just up twice. We replaced it with 25, and that's good enough. Ernest says he's got a bingo. What's your card? I'll check it for you. Minnesota's trying to get a stop here. This is still a 1-score game. 16-9 is the score in Miami. And I got to give it to Minnesota. You know, Miami hung 40 on Dallas last week. 46, in fact. 46-14, just 16 given up today. And Beletsky is saying that he's got a bingo. Can Minnesota get a stop on 3rd down and 5? This is Crone. That is caught, and it's Beletsky. Did you see Minnesota trying to knock the football out of his hands? Oh, man. That was Beletsky's 5th catch. Look at Minnesota's defense right here. Look at them trying to rip it out. They were all flying to the football as Miami's had a fumbling problem here in the 4th quarter. Ernest had card 20. Yeah, Ernest got it with the 27. Wow, just in the nick of time. Has 45 hit? Nope. No 45. Under 5 to go. We're going to continue the numbers here because we only have 1 game left. We don't need that rule anymore. We can just keep going until we're done here on the Game Day Gauntlet as Beletsky, only 54 yards, on 22 carries. Minnesota, job well done on the ground. Skip did not make a 30 appear. No, there's no 30. Don't confuse me. There was definitely no 30. Crone dropping a throw. That pass is caught. Cooper down to the Minnesota 38-yard line. Under 4 minutes to play. It's do or die right now for Minnesota. They got to get a stop. They cannot give up any more points. .336 to go in the 4th. No bonus numbers. Too many numbers. Handoff. Nothing there. Minnesota's going to start taking their timeouts shortly. 2nd and 10. Can Minnesota get yet another stop here in this 4th quarter? Under 3 to go. Rob Crone's pass is caught. Now Minnesota's going to hold on to those timeouts because there was more than 2:40 to play. Miami's up to 351 total yards. We haven't really gotten to talk about this. These are the only 2 games in the Gauntlet today, 2 teams rather, that won last week. I mean, it's a battle of undefeateds right now, and the winner goes to 2-0, a cross-conference battle. Wow, how did 13 didn't get called today? That is surprising. Randy Tremaine with his 5th tackle, 3rd down and 5. As Crone's pass is incomplete. 26 of 31, 312 yards for Rob Crone today, yet Miami is only up 16-9. This is a 50-yard field goal for Miami. That would put them up 19-9, and that would get you another number off the board. 50-yard field goal is good for Miami. So 50 is a surprising late addition to our winning numbers card. And that will give us a 2-possession lead for Miami with 2:10 to go. Minnesota still has all 3 timeouts. So again, no UFL football next Sunday or Monday. That is Easter weekend. There is SFL Friday, Saturday, and Monday of that Easter weekend. We return with the UFL in week 3, Sunday, April 12th. Same time, same place, right here on the Game Day Gauntlet, with Salt Lake and Rochester getting us started. And then starting April 12th, the regular season runs every Sunday and Monday all the way through until we get down to our last game of the season, Monday, July 13th. And we begin a gauntlet of our own in the double elimination playoff bracket. That is going to be exciting. What can Minnesota do in the final 2 minutes and 10 seconds as Doug Falk will fire an incomplete pass to the sideline? Not a terrible day for Falk, 23 of 33, and Minnesota's certainly cleaned up their offensive line.
Here we go. 50, plant.
Get that ball. Get that ball.
Hit it.
Falk dropping a throw. That is a fumble for Minnesota, picked up by Miami, and the Pirates flip the script on the Chippers. That is our third fumble in the fourth quarter in this game.
Ready, set.
53 is the mic.
Minnesota's got all 3 timeouts. Miami's defense has been one of the most impressive over the first couple of weeks. Chippers get a quick stop.
Okay, baby, I see you.
Who y'all got tonight? We've got San Diego at New York. We've got Dakota at Salt Lake. Who you guys have winning tonight's primetime matchups? All those teams won in week 1. Battle of the Undefeateds coming up.
Set. 90, Wolf.
2nd down and 11 for Miami.
Ready.
Handoff, Beletsky inside the 20. That might be his best run of the day, and Minnesota's down to 1 timeout.
Let's go.
That is not the rule. Oh, I hate when you guys get so desperate late in the fourth quarter. It's just, it hurts. $4.99 super chat from Coco. I need a 30-yarder so Charles doesn't hurt me.
Base.
Why would Charles hurt you?
I'm coming for you.
Well, it's a 30. We got a 33 right now. You need a 30, right? Crone end zone, incomplete. Man, he went for the gusto. Minnesota was still 1 timeout, 1:47 to go. That was a kill shot from Rob Crone attempt. We got New York and Dakota, New York and Salt Lake, San Diego, Dakota.
Let's go. Let's bring it.
Crone end zone again, and that is almost intercepted. Well, now it's 3rd and 10. What's Miami doing here? A touchdown does give them a 3-score lead. I can understand why you'd want to create some distance, but a little bit risky, a little aggressive. This time they'll hand it off to Beletsky. He goes around the end. Beletsky breaks a tackle and pushes the pile over for a 1st and goal, and I think that's going to do it. 1:36 to go. No timeouts for Minnesota. 1st and goal.
Here we go. 60 outlaw.
1:36 left. Crone gonna throw and find. Nope, didn't find Beletsky, and it stops the clock. I'm racking my brain here as to what logic. Why are we up 10 throwing the ball here? I'm wondering if it's because you're trying to get to 3 scores, but 1:31 left and no timeouts. This is bonkers for Miami. Crone, he's got to get rid of it, and Crone does finally throw it away. It's 3rd and goal with 1:23 to go. Miami's making a mess of this final 90 seconds. But guess what, Bullet? I see your 3 question marks. I see your stress. Guess what? We can change it. We can make it better. That's what makes the UFL so great. Rob Crone gonna throw again on 3rd and goal because he's just that type of risk taker. Crone into the end zone. That's also incomplete. And now with 1:15 to go, it's 4th and goal, and we're gonna have a 22-yard field goal. Miami testing all of our patience today. Unless you're a Minnesota fan, you'll say, I'll take it. So we'll drag on a little bit longer here, and Minnesota will have yet another opportunity on the back half of this field goal. It's a 22-yarder, which is already off the board. And, of course, a 22-yarder for 22 on the board is not going to net us any new numbers. Okay, so Miami sort of survives a scare there, and they make it 22-9, and that'll be something that our AI team will look at to see if we can't improve that situation. It's what is likely happening there is because it's a goal-to-go situation, that is a different area of logic. And so maybe even when you're up 10, it's not necessarily reading that is let's run territory. Sometimes goal to go and red zone is in a different area, something like that. So that's where we're going to look at first. That was a crazy sequence with 1:12 to go in the fourth quarter, but as long as Minnesota does not pull some sort of miraculous 2-touchdown in a minute 12 seconds with no timeouts performance, Miami's still going to win this football game. Boy, Miami and New York coming up next week on the Game Day Gauntlet. That is going to be a monster game. Sunday, April 12th at 3 p.m. Eastern in New York. Doug Falk looking around for anybody to get open, and Falk is going to take a sack. Haven't seen a lot of that today, but he just couldn't find anybody open there. Under a minute to go, Haynes with the sack. And I'm not sure you're going to get any more numbers, folks. Doug Falk. Deep. And caught wide open. I spoke too soon. Minnesota down to the 45-yard line. If Minnesota were to throw a touchdown from here, we get another number off the board. LaBreece Rowland, 4 catches, 71 yards. Under 30 seconds to go. Minnesota they looked good in the first half. They were up 6-0 in this game. That pass is incomplete. But I think it was more about Miami's defense today that really clamped up and prevented Minnesota from getting much done.
Let's go, defense. Let's get off the field, defense.
21 seconds left for Minnesota. Maybe one more play if this ball is in the field of play. Falk fires. That is caught for a gain of 3. That's not going to do it. Time ticking away on Minnesota. Miami's going to go to 2-0. The Chippers can't hang their head. They're going to have Minnesota in prime time 2 weeks from now. Final play. Doug Falk fires down the field. That is caught at the 22. But that is the end of the ball game. Miami holds on to win 22-9. Cue the outro. What a day here on the Game Day Gauntlet. You've got your winning bingo numbers. We had 4, count them, 4 one-score games. Wichita took out Chicago 29-21. Dallas fell in the closing seconds to Vegas 20-23. New Orleans hung on to beat Phoenix in a shootout 39-31. Rochester fell to St. Louis 14-9. Miami took care of Minnesota 22-9. San Diego, New York, Dakota, Salt Lake kicking off about an hour and 15 minutes from now. We'll see you coast to coast around the UFL tonight in prime time. For everyone here at the UFL, I am UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine. This has been a presentation of the Virtual Football Network and the UFL. Thanks for tuning into another Game Day Gauntlet, and we'll see you 2 weeks from now. Have a great Easter, everybody. What a day. Time to go lie down.